are we?
We have flown into a tunnel that leads into the abyss. This path we dragons take. It is secret, unguarded. It comes out near the portal.
Who is that?
A white robe.
Halt! Take me down. I know him.
Master, there is no time.
This won't take long. He is in contact with the mages. Perhaps he has some news. What is it, Major? Why do you stop us? Make haste! We ride to battle.
I know. I stopped you for a reason. Take me with you.
I thank you for the offer, Major. I honor your courage now, as I have in the past. But I must decline. Go back to the world above, Major. Go back to the woman you love. Go back to the parents who love you. Spend what time you can with them. Don't worry about missing the battle. If we fail, the battle will come to you. Farewell.
I can keep you from failing. Look at the name written on the cover. The book was given to me by the Conclave of Wizards. And I am to tell you this. All you need to do to Chaos is to wound him.
Wound him?
That's all. The god Riox told me this as I was leaving.
That is everything. This is not some ogre chieftain we're talking about. This is the father of all and nothing. Even in his mortal form, he is terrifying beyond belief. He stands taller than the Vingard Mountains. His arm is the width and breadth of the river Torath. His hair is pure flame. His gaze is doom. His hand is death. He is surrounded by fire dragons and shadow wights and demon warriors. Wound him.
We can. You and I. We walked through Shoikin Grove together and came out alive. Few other mortals can say that.
True. A warrior never turns down a useful weapon. Very well, Major. You ride with us. But understand this. We cannot spare the manpower to defend you. If you get into trouble, you must get yourself out.
Agreed. I will not let you down. I've learned much since my first battle.
So, how many spells do you have? Are they powerful? What will they do?
I may not speak of such matters. It is forbidden.
The hell it is! You don't have that many, do you?
They're very complex, and I didn't have much time to study them.
How many do you have?
One, but it is a good one.
Pre-recorded in a second-floor guest room filled with tall ales and taller tales. Join a group of grown men intent on discussing the intricacies of fantasy and science fiction. Tim Gilbert Media presents Dungeons and Dweebs! I like the battle axe. Got it right to the back of her.
Hello, all you fans of Shadow Wights, Demon Warriors, Imps of Chaos, and Magma Dragons. This is the Dungeons and Dweebs podcast, episode 43, Dragonlance, Dragons of Summer Flame, part 2. I'm your host, Bob, and let me just say that the ending of this book had my shadowy innards flipping over like penne pasta getting stirred by a Kender spoon of turning. Wait. Spoons, illegitimate daughters, Kender acupuncture, ginger beers, minotaur sexual harassment. Boy, I am just in a snit. But I'm not alone. Across the table from me, he may smell like rose petals and bat guano rolled in sulfur, but at least he's drinking a fireball. It's Luke.
Fireball makes me very ill, thank you very much.
Oh, nectar of the gods. I think we've gone over this.
We
I think this is not over.
It just ruins me. Here we are, part 2 of Dragons of Summer Flame, here to wrap up the Summer of Lance 3.
In November.
In November.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Snow on the ground.
Anyways, let's just kick this off to try and get through this before it's December. I don't know. Across the table from me, it's Klab Morgoyle. You'll find him through the curtain and down the stairs, but only after you've signed the book. Only joking. It's Klab.
Good day, my princess of solace, you kings of Krynn. Winter is coming. Winter has now embraced us in the great northern kingdoms like a dwarf snuggles his axe. Now, don't get me wrong, your old Uncle Klab is all about the spiced cider adult beverages and snuggling up to a busty wench or the occasional sweet maiden in front of a roaring fireplace. But come on, Mother Nature. I know we humans have messed with your balance a bit, but can we at least make it to Thanksgiving before being imprisoned in the cold and snow? That fishing boat in Cabo is sounding better and better. I can still Skype into the show, can't I?
Yeah, I think
Discord. Across the table from me, his disappointment at being told he's not allowed to open carry on the ski patrol is palpable. The Muttley to my Dick Dastardly, the Ray Palmer to my Mick Rory, the Victor Prinzim to my J.J. McClure. Ooh, deep cut. Paul, how are you, my friend?
I am doing fantastic, and I have to protect the hill. That's why I need my AR, dang it. I need my AR on the hill.
Hey, he's a bit of a hill dwarf.
Yeah, you just got to put a scope on her. It's great. That way you can start pegging things as they're going down the hill. I mean,
Hey, kid, slow down.
Pew, pew. Oh, yeah, bud.
Hey, that's how, when the deer goes across, it's perfect. You just get a nice little open
this is
area.
derailed already.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are amped up because this is it. This is the all ever loving end of
This is the end.
our time with Dragonlance. This is the final episode 2 of Summer Flame.
The Krynn-pocalypse, baby.
So, yes, we're going to dissect this book, delve deep into what it is when chaos becomes unleashed on Krynn.
is a different show.
Ooh.
So I tell you what, we got this first round coming. Let's go into the tavern here. We need to snuggle up by the fire because it's freaking cold outside. I got some more hot toddies coming like we did last time around. This is another nice little vintage here. So let's go inside.
I was in a relationship
I swear to you,
with
man.
a draconian
Woman with the blue
woman.
dragon. She brought me up to her room
Boy,
last
did
night.
she have good
Where's my
time.
corn purse?
Why don't you fellas follow me into my
plastic
couch?
tender.
I'll show you how my glory is good.
What'll it be, boys?
Tavern talk.
Well, here we are, all cozied up around the the last home, the fire. Audic is once again stirring up some sort of pie. He was mixing up something to pour into a pie.
I don't know. It seems like they're missing a servant, though, that they had a little while ago.
The buxom one.
They're servers, not servants.
Yeah,
Very important distinction. Very important distinction.
Very important. But this
I
is
don't know how he
Tavern
runs
Talk,
his hand.
the portion of the show where we go around the table very quickly and get to feedback, see what you guys have been saying, also bring up anything that's happening in our Nerd Month. So, Luke, what's been going on?
So actually, I don't have a whole lot going on, but Bob, you whipped up a little photo edit.
Delamore puffy shirt.
Delmar puppy shirt.
And it is stirring people up.
Yes.
I had never has a post created in such a short time so much.
Neck beard hate.
Not necessarily neckbeard hate.
No.
Just, I'm amazed by the amount of confusion that people who now believe that Brent Spiner starred in a Dragonlance movie.
They obviously don't listen to the show.
Well, speaking of Brent Spiner, so the Dragonlance page on Facebook actually shared this out. LOL, what? Yes, this is a joke. Thank you for prefacing, because there would have people would have losing their minds. Melissa on that thread said, "Oh, I had such a crush on Dalamar, on Data too, for that matter." Because I guess to reference, you put Data's face on a emo-looking boy.
Yes.
His name is Data.
Not Data.
It's not Data.
Now we're going to get even more hate.
It's Data.
I'm not going to get into it with you.
Whatever you say.
But we got a ton of comments on different places that we shared on this. We actually did get a comment from Chrysania.
Yes.
Sandy.
All the way from Krynn.
Yes, Sandy on Facebook, who is evidently the earthly name of Chrysania. She's actually in a Chrysania costume in her picture, which I love.
Ooh.
So, hi, Sandy.
Not now.
I love how she stays here. Now see the just nerd glasses. Data is gold and loaded with knowledge, therefore Data should be Raceland. Or go even further and make Laura Raceland. Which, yes.
That's true. This is true. The skin, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do get the conversation. By the way, again, Sandy, she's in a Chrysania costume. It talks about on her. I face stalked you a little bit, Sandy. So
It's happening right now. Oh, now I'm face stalking you.
So it has pictures with her and who I assume is probably her boyfriend or somebody who dressed up as Raceland. And they're cosplaying, and it's absolutely awesome.
Oh, I've seen that picture, yeah.
Nice.
Well, what do you do when Raceland's, away in the abyss?
We're at the end of the home if you want to step by.
Got also Ari saying, "Oh my God, Wesley Crusher as Tass."
Yes.
Hey guys, what do you need? How's it going? What are you doing?
You can go through the whole the whole gamut here, which would just be a lot of fun.
We just have a couple of people.
Will Riker is Tannis.
Hey Bob, what are you doing over Thanksgiving break? I think you're going to be having some editing fun there.
I do like, just to clear up confusion, Dean comes in and says, the book didn't come out until 1994.
Well, how many seasons of Next Gen were there?
I believe there was like seven seasons of
Well,
Next
that definitely would have ran into 94.
Definitely. So it would have been coming out at the same time.
Actually.
But I did actually get the dates wrong. I put 1988 just because as I was quickly typing it up, I was like, I think that Next Gen came out in 88. It came out in 87.
87 to 94.
Yeah, 87. So when I said Next Gen, I was talking about the show, Star Trek.
Not the book.
Not the book, but yeah, it was.
And that's why we're using Data's.
There was so much confusion.
Oh my God, Worf is Flynn.
I like Luke says, actually more like Datamar.
Wow.
Get out.
That's awesome. I love it.
I really have nothing nerdy to talk about other than that. Klab.
Truthfully, everything's been so busy lately.
Yeah.
It's just been walks with my dog. I've gotten a chance to go sit in my tree, dressed in blaze orange, and wait for the great white buck of the north to come by.
Did it get
Spoilers, it hasn't. I will tell you though, in town on the drive here, I had an 8-pointer walk in front of me in town.
That's why you put some on your truck, and that way you can just hit it and throw it back.
Do you know how much it takes to replace a bumper on a GMC?
Act of God, insurance, who knows?
I know, but it's but yeah, that's really all I've been doing. I'm still plowing through Legends of Tomorrow, which I had mentioned before, and we had gotten a little feedback for and I really do dig it because they don't even try to be serious. They don't even try to be like, hey, we're serious superheroes. It's like I'm at the point right now where the team has a motto. We screw things up for the better.
Okay, yeah,
it's kind of fitting. Little Walking Dead. I don't know why, but I'm still watching Titans. It is so.
I mean, you could say the same about The Walking Dead. I don't know why you're still watching it.
As Legends is so campy and is having fun with it. Titans takes themselves way too seriously, and it comes across like Dawson's Creek in DC uniforms. Oof. Yet I'm still watching it. I want to go see Terminator. I haven't gotten that far yet to go do that. That's about what I have. That's about what I've been doing. Paul, have you been doing anything at this table?
To be very honest, not much. I've been watching some sports. I don't know, working, all that fun stuff.
Go Vikes!
Yeah. Actually,
don't you ever give me crap about talking about Netflix shows like
I was just going to say,
Deer hunting and Vikings.
This is becoming very regional centric right now.
I am about to move on to video games.
We got to do.
It shouldn't have been said in the first place.
hey, there's got to be some bright light when you live in this particular area because the wilds suck.
They do. So yeah, it's been that. I've been actually getting into. I'm normally not a Call of Duty person. Those games generally I don't enjoy. I'm
so disappointed in you.
I know I am kind of disappointed in myself too because I'm usually a major single player only when I'm playing video games. I just want to relax. I'm actually enjoying the new Call of Duty, so I picked that up. It brings me back to when the first Modern Warfare came out, and I can just kind of run around. I don't really care. It's not serious, and maybe that's just me, where it's like, I've got like an hour to kill. I'll go play a couple rounds, and if I suck, well, okay, I suck, and a couple rounds later I'll do great, whatever. I don't know. It's been pretty relaxing, surprisingly. Call of Duty, you don't think of relaxing, you think of yelling 12-year-olds.
Right.
But I just turn off all the speakers and just kind of run around, and it's great. I don't know.
Cool.
So, Bob, what about you?
Not a whole lot. Still just plowing through comic books, reading Howard the Duck right now.
Okay, I have a question about Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
What is Howard the Duck about?
Howard the Duck is from a part of the multiverse where it is an egg-shaped Earth, and everybody are waterfowl instead of humans.
Okay.
Somehow the whole aspect of primordial ooze it was the ducks. They turned into ducks instead of lizards and human beings.
How?
Sure. The original Howard the Duck that I'm reading is just like weird political satire and commentary. Starts out in a weird thing called Man Thing. It's just off the hook.
Let me introduce you to one of his enemies, Dr. Bong. Because he's a bell.
I know
The final bong.
I talked very briefly to you about him, and you said something like, "Yeah, it's related to Donald Duck or something." Is he related? Is it?
He is not related to Donald Duck.
No, not like related, but kind of like a.
He looks like
it was Marvel,
Marvel's response?
the writers' lampooning of Donald Duck and having
Well, and it's meant to be silly, and and it's not really related to this sweet movie from 1986 where Leah Thompson tries to get it on with the
don't talk
anthropomorphic
about
duck.
that.
George Lucas
I still have
destroyed.
dreams about that.
But I do enjoy watching that movie as a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I've never seen it. All I know is that when he made that cameo at the end of
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, my response was just, what?
Who is that?
No, I actually knew of Howard the
Okay.
Duck. But I, as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I know that character, but I'm like, I don't know what he does, why he's in Marvel, or if he's a superhero, what is he? So
No, that one's a lot of fun. So, and I'm about ready to start the Infinity War omnibus so that I can find out what happened after the Infinity Gauntlet. So, but I've got
the movies, man.
I know. I've got to come clean. Justin called me out.
Yeah, I did.
He says, "Okay."
Adjust nerd glasses.
So you know what? No, you know what I feel because
love Justin.
I love Justin. Justin's been working out, so I feel he's in the gym. He's dropping some weights, and he stands up, wipes some sweat off his brow. He's like, gonna sit me down and be like, "Okay, Bob." So, was listening to the show Minotaurs in Palanthas when Usha shows up in her magical Urda boat. They don't catcall her. They threaten to sink her boat to kill her. Now everyone else in Palanthas gives her the rapey vibe, but the Greek mythology-inspired hentai is solely in your imagination.
Minotaurs don't actually have
So,
tentacles,
hold on, no. So I read this. I'm at home, and I literally, I get up off the couch. Crystal's sitting there, they're watching the Country Music Awards, right? It's right in the middle. Dolly's doing her thing. They're all talking, and I just stand up, and I'm like, no. And they're like, what? I go in.
The Minotaurs were catcalling her, Crystal.
I go grab my copy of the book. I open to chapter 3. I'm like, no, I know they were insinuating rape with Usha. I don't know, can't find it. So
I just think
something in my adolescent brain somehow
sinking the boat made you think, hey, I'm gonna sink your boat.
Was her boat? What was the bottom of it? Glass?
I don't. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw some rocks at you.
So I don't know. We all talked about it. Was this everybody else under that impression as well?
I don't
Mandela
really think
effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I just don't.
I don't even know what
really...
you're talking. Minotaurs. There's no minotaurs in this book.
So I guess I have to.
There's minotaurs, but there's not minotaurs.
So I'm sorry if I've offended any minotaurs out there, but no, you as a species, we're not in any way trying to do anything unseemly towards
You've done some
Usha.
terrible things otherwise, but yeah, the you weren't trying to rape her.
So I guess that was all in my mind. So thanks, Justin.
Justin, you are always good for a good just random correction.
Yeah. So I did make sure that I asked him some questions about the next book that's coming up to make sure that I wasn't projecting. And he backs me up and says, "Oh no, they're in there." So thanks, Justin. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this next book. Jedi's running all over the galaxy.
Something about probing.
Nubs. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
I haven't started that book yet, but
Now you
it's
have
gonna
Luke's
be fun.
attention.
It's a quick read.
Now Luke
Very
is
quick.
very
if
interested.
you get the abridged version, Klab.
Put it out there now. We're all done.
I'm done.
So, and the last one, Andrew said, "I'll leave this here for you guys. Don't worry. It's made out of Ken Griffey's mane and not horse shit. Also, satire is rough these days." I'm just going to call on Andrew to elucidate. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog post of some sort.
I can allow me to translate.
Yes.
Translate
Yes.
this.
So
I don't know.
What you read it.
Okay, it
then
says, this is from Sonic the Hedgehog. "We've listened to the fans. In the movie, Sonic will no longer be racked with guilt over his failure to prevent 9/11. Instead, the movie will make it clear that Sonic could have prevented 9/11, but chose not to." What's going on?
So what's going on with Sonic? They just yesterday, day before-ish, released. They had to reanimate the entire movie.
Well, yeah, because he looked like a fucking Furby.
Kind of. He had weird tiny human teeth.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
like-
But it's just satire on the fact that, the fans can rally about anything
Oh, okay.
and get angry. I'm pretty sure, Andrew, I'm probably wrong. You can say something crazy about Tim Gilbert. I don't know. I'm just kidding, dude. You're the best.
He really is. He makes our day. Mainly because he posts things, and then for literally a day at work, we try to suss out what was said.
Reading into it.
Did you see what Andrew posted last night? What was that?
I get out my what's the ring decoder from my box of malto meal.
Cracker Jack.
I'm really close.
No, you're
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Secret decoder ring.
Yeah.
I was really close.
Yeah. You can be a secret squadron commander.
Drink more Ovaltine. What the hell? Okay, anyway.
Why do they call it Ovaltine? The can is round. They should call it Round Teen.
So I'm gonna get us another round.
I was gonna say
we need it.
on that note, let's actually suss into this. Is that even a word?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, but you don't use it like that. Mr. English teacher. I'm here to bust balls tonight.
Luke is on fire.
Luke's gonna chew gum and bust balls, and he's all out of chewing gum. All right, well, honey, come here. Let's bring us another round. Make it a double this time, please, because we need to settle the hell down. All right. Ooh, is that a blue tentacle?
We got press.
Ooh, tell me more.
It's a DeLorean, isn't it?
Scales were always in my favor.
I might have driven a DeLorean here.
Aye, pull up a chair, friend.
So here we are.
That shouldn't be funny, but it is.
Part 2 of Dragons of Summer Flame, Book 3, Chapter 1.
It's the way you look at me.
I do lock eyes with you when I do this. And it only works with Dragonlance because of the weird book structure within the tomes or volumes.
Volume 1, Book 3.
Dragons of Summer Flame, Volume 1, Book 3, Chapter 1.
It's
The
farcical.
warning.
I can't take it.
3 come together. Tannis must choose. No punctuation.
Is it me, or does do our chapter titles in Book 3 kind of sound like an orgy?
Yes, this one.
The return, the trial, sentence pass.
Three of them come together.
The warning, 3 come together, Tannis must choose.
I can't choose. You all came together.
Hey,
Gotta choose
There's,
which one to
there's
go
nothing
first.
left for me to do here.
Oh, man. So Tannis walks the walls of the High Claris Tower. Dalamar
Bamps.
bamps. Autocorrect is a...
He pans in.
So,
just Dalamar. Dalamar with the double necked, with the double necked flying V.
Ooh, baby.
yeah. But again, we have this,
urgent news for the council.
yeah, we have this looming threat, right? That's happening because the army of Takesis are on their way. So this is again kind of cool. Chrysania is there with her tiger, all of this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tannis, I kind of knew we had to kind of at least touch on this because some people who listen will Kill us if we don't, but Tanis has this memory of Lorana. Man, Lorana just is not in this book.
Nope.
She just does not matter to this book whatsoever.
Nope.
So
Even though she was like a pivotal
Yep.
reason as to why they won the first war.
yeah.
I mean,
She
is
was the golden
reason. Yeah.
frickin' general.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
Now-
now she's like the mom.
Now she's at home Princess Laying.
I'm sure we'll hear about the implications of Lorana on this part of the book.
Brendan, enlighten us, will you?
and this is the part right where he flashes back, sees her, and she's like standing there, kind of like wreathed in light and everything, and it's like it's such a perfect memory of her. I know Tanis is dead,
Oh yeah.
and I'm sorry, but a small smile creeps in to the corner of my mouth.
Not a small tear going down. You have that like twisted grin. That
You know what's
start to...
you know what's horrible is it's. I should be happy about it, but there was part of me that was like, oh.
Well-
oh wait, no, they're actually gonna kill him. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Well, and we have this, and we have this callback to book 1 to Dragons of Autumn Night at the end here.
Twilight.
So, Dragons of Autumn Twilight. Because we end the chapter here with "We'll go out through the kitchen."
Yep.
That's good. I do like that.
Again, sealing it.
But
Tanis gonna die.
I'm going to start my theme of this part my theme of this part of the review here. Mm-hmm. It's Dragonlance. They don't kill nobody.
Yep. Nobody is actually truly dead.
See,
ever.
I felt like they were going to just because they killed off the two brothers right off the bat. I was like,
Yeah, but the two
I
brothers
can see
weren't
that.
main characters.
I mean, even to call them tertiary characters is a stretch.
Yeah.
Rayson was buried in the abyss. He's back. He's just bopping around, collecting money from ARP.
It's Warp here.
Gets it in the mail. He goes home to Solace once a month so he can get his ARP magazine. Warp magazine.
I've come for my check.
Okay, yeah, you don't get money from ARP. Shut up. I can hear people already talking to us. We're not of that
ARP
age
gives
yet.
you discounts.
I don't know that that's in our age demographic for this.
Nobody cares.
Walks into Jenna's shop. Here's my Warp card. I get 10% off everything today.
Yeah.
The card says
You're gonna bankrupt me on this Tarbean tea. You keep discounting. But we're into chapter 2.
The return, the trial, sentences passed.
We open with this awesome overview of Ariakin's army. And
This
we get
is
a
cool.
rundown of dragons and what colors they all are.
This is cool because you can see that slow like overhead crane shot of the flying over the army, showing you everything.
You
of
do,
what's
but
going
Bob,
on.
when you say it like that, it sounds so lame. Like, look at all these dragons and their colors.
Yeah, there's like red dragons and they're flaming, and there's like white dragons and they shoot out snow, and then there's like black dragons and they barf up
Blue
snot.
dragons actually shoot out lightning. Thank you.
I
very
said
much.
white.
And my dragons of many colors.
I will say though,
In my dragons of many colors that my mama told to me.
Ariakin and the Technicolor dragons.
And that's a thing. Now that's happening.
I think next year we know what play.
Let
you're
me
gonna
pull
do.
up my notes so I can make
play.
that.
I hate that play with all my entire being.
I will say though, once again, it's a dark scene, a little bit darker scene. They write it well. It's nice. It's a great visual. You can see the power that they have all sitting there. It's an enjoyable thing to see.
Yeah, I'm having a good time in book 3 so far.
Oh, yeah.
Need it. You
And we
need it.
have this honor trial and this extremely again building the society, building this army as being a cohesive unit. It's not just a bunch of murder hobos running around. It's
not a bunch of chaotic evil players.
Yes,
Let's have this guy.
We have the trial. Steel goes before Ariakin.
Right, because we should let it, in case you're catching up, Steel has failed. He should be put to death.
Yeah, because he lost Palin.
He lost Palin. But Ariakin, I love this. Ariakin's a smart ruler. He's like, no, Steel, you're good. I need you in this upcoming battle against the tower. We'll postpone that until afterwards.
But I failed. It's against my honor.
You
just get back in
kind of do
line.
honorable stuff before you die. Just go die in the battle.
Well, he gives him the opportunity for an honorable death.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to be executed in a month.
This is
if
huge.
he doesn't die in the battle. But if he dies in the battle, then he still has an honorable death.
It's almost like they're both silently telling each other, like, I'm giving you this honor because I as your superior, I recognize your greatness. I'm going to extend this to you. Please die in battle. Die in battle.
And you look at this too, and you look at their version of the afterlife as well. If Steel, even though Steel has been found guilty here, if he's executed, he doesn't get to go to Kakesis.
Mm-hmm. If he dies, but it's a different thing. A different level.
Yeah. If he dies in battle, he gets to go to. He still gets to go and be in Takesis's army at Takesis's side.
Yeah.
Right on.
I will say, most of the time, I don't like that. In the prior books when they were doing the trials, stuff like that, it was just kind of like, it's a trial. It's not super.
But this is
crazy.
This is quick.
This is
quick
great,
and clean.
Quick, clean trial. Exactly.
Except for Lilith, that. Lilith keeps wanting to try and like drag. Well, we should do this. We should put him to death now, and it should happen like this. And Ariok is just like, okay. You're technically right. He's found guilty, but we need all the soldiers we can now.
So we'll put him on the front line, and Steele's like, yes, that's where I wanted to be anyway.
Right.
But this isn't very, I should die before I've gone against my honor.
Right.
Much like your father you are. I don't know. Luke Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he's put out with the ground troop grunts at the front of the line. That's going to be his thing, and he gets the opportunity to still die an honorable death.
Yes. Yeah. They're like,
but hopefully he can take out a bunch of people with him.
Let's go to chapter 3.
Ariokin's battle plan: Steel's own battle.
Wait. There's only 2 parts. Where's the third? We need a third.
There's always
this doesn't work.
We're gonna come through and there's only one, and it throws everything.
The third is implied with Steel's dual nature.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Okay.
No,
that is what Hickman would say.
Yes,
good
comes
catch.
straight from an English teacher right there. The why is the wall blue?
It says,
there you go.
Steel marches with the forces.
Because sometimes it's just blue. I hate that.
I know.
That is true.
There's glass shards in the concrete, which is supposed to reflect all of your sins back at you. As you shut up, the wall was made of old concrete, which had pieces of their crap in it.
So anyway, now I'm going to go to free speech jail, and you're gonna all hate it because
I won't. I'll probably enjoy it.
Okay, all right.
When you go on your tangents, it's fun.
So Steel marches with the forces of Arioch into battle, and they cross the plains of Habakkuk. And when I read this, I'm like, Habakkuk? That's a name out of nowhere. No. So I had to look it up. It's a biblical name, right? And so I had to go back. I read the book of Habakkuk. It's only 3 chapters long.
Oh, okay.
So it's very short. In fact, most of it
going to be impressed.
is copied and pasted right there in front of you. But basically, Habakkuk is like this Old Testament prophet who basically goes before the Lord and says, God, why are you allowing the forces of Babylon to destroy your people, right? Like, why are you allowing evil to prevail and good to lose out? Which is exactly what's happening here, right? The entire theme of the rest of this book is going to be the allowance by the gods to let Takesis and her forces take over Krynn so that for the better good or greater good,
the quote-unquote lesser of two evils.
The lesser of two evils, they can band together. So again, I'm going to throw Hickman and his knowledge of all this is going off of tropes that he's learned from Sunday school and throwing them into this book. I don't care if you neckbeards like that or not. That's what they did. Okay?
Especially when you're just stealing the name. I mean, come on.
When you call it Habakkuk, and we're going to get to the crucifixion that happens with Tanis. So.
If you're going to call it straight from the Bible, you're going to get a little bit of flack.
It was definitely a signal. You go look it up, and if you listen to the words of Habakkuk, it's almost word for word what some of the characters say. So, not telling you go read from Habakkuk, but it's definitely a strong theme.
Yeah,
undeniable.
It's a strong theme, but how many things are in all literature, art, different things are variations on a previous theme?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it actually is very smart. In fact, I will say that the entire end of this book is pretty strong, and I think that's why. He is using a very old archetype. Mm-hmm. A very old question of so God, if you exist, why are you allowing evil to prevail? And he's going on that old theme that I think will kind of string through the rest of this book. Mm-hmm. Krynn has its own explanation as to why the gods are allowing evil to prevail.
Well, and there is partially an aspect too that goes into his explanation and the Book of Habakkuk and everything else about in order for the overall survival, this has to happen.
Right.
And sometimes, sometimes you have to do bad things for good reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Or use the bad people or the bad situations as tools.
Right.
Which is really what the gods are doing here. Is they're, so Krynn doesn't get bamfed out of existence.
Right.
We're gonna let it be ruled by the bad people for a while.
And we have an oppressive...
Who aren't bad. Who aren't even necessarily that bad. Like I said, when we took over the tower last book,
right,
it was that idea of, for the general everyday person,
I agree,
nothing changed, just who you were paying taxes to,
yet.
And there was a curfew.
There's going to be an iron rulership that's going to be alluded
not
to.
Yet. Eventually, it does flip over to where they do start to be a little bit more... Right.
But we have a much more, which I think is more believable. It's fun in high fantasy to have an evil that is a mindless evil, and I feel like last time that's how it felt like with the Draconians and everything else. That, okay, so Takesis would take over, but it would be this world of utter chaos, where like just Draconians are just feeding on people, and there's slavery.
It's
just
all the time.
It is utter hell.
Fire from the sky, dogs and cats living together.
Yeah. But this is not. This
Mass
is
hysteria.
This is far more. This I'll say. I think it feels more like Nazi Germany,
Yes.
where there is an army coming. It's going to bring law and order. There are going to be definitely people who will lose out, right? And I'm not going to.
There's going to be people that get magically disappear.
I am not going to put honor on the Third Reich, okay? But at all.
That will get you thrown in jail.
Organization, right? But that they're and with this army of Takesis, there's honor here. But then we get this description of the preparing for the battle.
I love this preparing for a battle. This is a montage.
It is.
This is a great setup montage with the plans, the preparing for battle.
Music,
these cool scenes of like the clerics when they're like blessing the battering ram.
Oh, I love it. I love all of this stuff.
Yeah, once again I think their writing from the first book to now has just greatly improved.
Well, and we also have this idea too that we're starting to realize, and the clerics and the people and the mages and the people who are quote unquote close to God, your religious orders here, have begun to feel a little empty. And they're beginning here to. They're like, I don't.
Something's not working.
Something's not right. I feel that there's something missing right now.
It's like It's like when your pen is almost out and it just kind of starts to fade even more and more. They can feel that.
And from what we learn on later in the book, this is great foreshadowing here when we when we get some of these little questions, because later on in the book when we find out what's going on, I did find myself a lot of times going, oh yeah, because we talked about that and it was
right. So on to chapter 4,
a discussion between old friends. Sturm Brightblade asks a favor.
Well, we're gonna have Tanis speaking with the ghost of Sturm. I thought this was pretty ham-fisted.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either.
Until the title of the chapter.
Oh. That title.
Oh wait, Sturm's gonna ask him. Wait, Sturm's dead.
Both Sturms.
No. Actually, I didn't even think of that. There's 2 Sturms.
So there are parts in here that feel like they were just thrown in because we're thinking this is the last book of this is the whole arc. This is apocalypse happening. We got to call back to everything that's come before.
What it was.
I love Sturm. I don't feel like he's given the right due. He's thrown in here and there's not enough here.
Here's a question for you though.
Yeah.
Because, so you have 2 ideas here in my head as I went through. Sturm's either really force ghosting in here.
Right.
Or is Tanis just feeling guilty about stuff and hallucinating?
Oh, I don't. Well, since everything is always so on the nose, I believe that Sturm is actually here, but I actually like your more subtle reading of it.
It's like, because we dead friends, dead relatives, anything like that, I'll fully throw this out there. Every now and then when I have a big decision maker, something's going on, I at times have a little one-sided conversation with my grandfather.
Right? I get. Yeah, for sure. I think your read on it is a deeper read.
A deeper read than normal Dragonlance.
Maybe I'm trying to be deep here because this felt too campy for me.
Yeah, it wasn't, because I think when I cued in that Tanis is dying, this feels like we're buttoning things up here.
Yeah.
It's necessary. I don't know that I wouldn't want it here because of what's going to come next. But right, Sturm makes some promise to watch over Steel.
I mean, I could kind of see, you could then really see what's going to be happening in the next few chapters.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of almost felt like there was going to be a drop at the end of this, like, all right, well, see if you can protect my son, and see you soon.
Right. Yeah, because he knows what's coming. We get some awesome battle scenes here with the Bozak Draconians that can explode like acid bombs. You know how we had before the regular Draconians, you stab them, you got to get your knife out of there or sword out of there quick, otherwise they turn to stone.
Here.
You got everything. You got the ones that freeze, you got the ones that blow up.
Turn to stone.
Yeah.
The dragons are fighting each other in the air, so it's raining blood during the battle.
Slayer. You don't have to do it, I'll just put it in the background.
It's more fun to do it.
No, it is way more fun.
So we go through here. We go through here. The gate falls. Tanis grabs a bunch of guys and leads his men to reinforce.
Oh, here we go. Chapter 5.
Promise made, promise kept.
Okay. Free speech jail's coming up again.
Boy.
We're leading to what I'm going to call the crucifixion. Okay, so don't worry.
That's a bit much.
Oh, wait till I explain it, but you still won't believe
Steel and the battering ram pound down the gate, and they find a portcullis.
Yeah, which I love. I mean, this is all very medieval. This is what you want to be playing when you're doing Dungeons and Dragons. They use a Lord of the Thorn to use his magic to dissolve the portcullis, and then they enter the first courtyard, which, this is when it cued in. You don't have to drop this line, but this courtyard is shaped like a cross. They're going to say the courtyard is shaped like a cross, and this action will happen in the middle of the cross.
Yeah.
So you have God. How long are you going to do this for? It gets really crazy. The wording that happens even in the next chapter after this. But Tanis attacks with his men. Tanis saves Steel from one of his men, and then Tanis is stabbed by one of the barbarians
in the back.
In the back. Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be a spear in the side, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and see, I looked at this too, and I felt like this
happened fast.
This happened fast.
Yeah, I had to rewind
because I knew it was coming, and I knew it was this chapter. I paged through. I'm like, wait, this chapter is 3 pages long or whatever. I'm like, whoo.
And as much
as we've griped about Tanis. Yep.
This is a shitty way for Tanis to go out.
We are just neckbeards who cannot be pleased. We cannot be pleased.
No, this isn't enough. This isn't enough of a sacrifice. Tanis goes out in a battle that they lose. He didn't go out in a battle.
Well, I guess it's kind of on par with Tanis.
This is like JFK being assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald. It has to be the CIA.
A little more aware of
the balance is not balanced.
Who they are and who he is.
I actually liked him. I liked how he died. He died.
I agree.
Doing Tanis. He died.
I know who died doing Tanis.
He died doing Tanis. He died doing what he promised, what he always tried to do. This is probably the one thing he actually succeeded at. Because normally he fails at his promises.
Accidentally got stabbed in the back.
It doesn't matter. He still fulfilled his promise of.
No,
but wait, you know what? You know what I'm going to throw out there is what I love. It was for like the last 5 chapters as we've been through this. Tanis is getting ready for this. He has been remembering Lorana, and maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't think he's cried once during any of this. Did he mess up at all?
I don't know.
I think he went into this death tear-free. I think.
I'm pretty sure he cried a little bit at some point. I thought it was like that first thing where he saw Lorana and the white or something. I don't.
No, I think he went through this like a giant Johnson & Johnson bottle. Tear-free.
I was wondering where exactly you were going.
Giant Johnson. What? Shampoo. Tear-free. Gotcha.
I will say once he is dead and we get Storm force ghosting back in here, this is a powerful scene.
I think it's actually done very well, and it's actually short because again, how you can't please anybody. The impetus for Hickman and Weiss has always been to really stretch things out way longer than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Much like this podcast. And I was waiting for pages and pages and pages of internal dialogue. This was quick, brutal. In fact, it's shocking, like you would want a death of a character to be.
Well,
like, Tanis just died here. If it wasn't for these stupid intros to every chapter...
The confusing thing that I had here was, so Tanis's body, he takes all of Tanis. He takes like the body and everything.
That's what gave me the he's just gonna come back later vibes.
See, no, that's where now that you talk
he didn't
about
walk
how,
away
it's,
with his
how it's
spirit
the crucifixion,
right?
That brings it even more back to it.
Well, we're gonna get all the way down into chapter 8 when Steele talks about it or has his inner monologue about it. He will even say, "Tanis died in my place so that I could live."
Yeah, that is 100.
So
I'm gonna join you here.
there is part of me that almost wants to rage, like, my least favorite character is now becoming Christ. I can't stand it.
So he gets carried away. It is the moments with the Sturm Force Ghost carrying Tanis away. That is a beautiful scene. I'm still not quite sure this death was worthy of Tanis.
Yeah,
I think it was.
I actually think it's okay.
Yeah. We roll into chapter 6. The dragon's silent. The door open. Somebody is waiting on the other side.
I wonder who it could be. Who could possibly be waiting on the other side?
Waiting on the other side.
It's that garbage Fraggle that he killed.
Boo boo boo.
Yeah. So the portal's been dead, right? The dragons don't prevent them. It's just swirling. They can walk through. It's just because they're being beckoned in.
Yeah, it's
doors open, right?
It's not even swirling right now because it's just open. It's just there it is.
A little doorway. It's like going outside in winter. You just put on a little coat.
This is
make sure you're ready to cross into the abyss.
This is a very short chapter. I mean, there's Raceland hanging there, guts coming out. Yeah, done.
That sucks.
Very reminiscent. Goes back, and so this is the vision from Palin's test.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious here because this is too close. To what Palin's test was in 2nd gen.
Right.
Because that was all made up by Dalamar and the council.
Yeah. But were they seeing the future? Were they or is this Raceland queuing into what he knows? Because if Raceland came in, Raceland's kind of the fisty now. Mm-hmm. And so was he there with Palin? And he saw
came in like a
don't worry, I've got stuff to say about this because when he starts banging the daughter but he's kind of fisty, is there some sort of weird backwoods hillbilly going on? Because I kind of think there is.
Even though Dalamar said he did it, we don't know that Dalamar did it.
No, we don't.
Probably Raceland.
Well, we know,
I think Raceland did.
And how much of it was, and with Dalamar's mistake of not conjuring a vision of Raceland, of actually conjuring Raceland.
Yeah.
Right.
How much of that actual portion was controlled by Dalamar?
He didn't preface it correctly. Like, I need a Raceland. Right. I'm here.
But I guess I don't know, and maybe I'm forgetting. But right, am I right?
That's a common name where I'm from.
Damn it.
But am I right in saying that Raceland has never undergone this torture? This is something that's always put on, right? That one time is Takhisis is actually doing it, but I don't think we're meant to believe that Raceland is actually undergoing this for real. Right? Isn't this a way to get to Palin?
I took it more as he undergoes it so much, his guts are hanging out. He's just like, whatever. This is just me now.
Yeah, I figured he had reached the acceptance phase of well, this sucks. My guts are hanging out.
Which again is a whole Prometheus metaphor.
Yeah.
Prometheus gave fire to stole fire from the gods to save mankind, and therefore he was tied to a rock and tortured. I don't think Palin's Hercules, but
Hercules.
Chapter 7.
Wow, that's creepy.
The Abyss, The Search, and Immortal Council.
Yeah, I think we're going to see an Immortal Council. Probably the gods? I think.
No,
maybe.
It can't be. It's going to be the centaurs. We're going to have some centaur unicorn fun.
I actually kind of like this chapter because we approach the Council of the Gods, and they're in kind of an Olympus-looking thing. There's in the middle of this gray, putty land, there's a bunch of monolithic... I'm seeing Greek columns. I can't not see Greek columns when gods are sitting in a circle.
But from everything we've been told,
it's Olympus.
From everything we've been told about the Abyss, where the hell are Raceland and Palin hiding that they're listening to this?
I just feel like they kind of zoom. They just kind of. Tangerine Dream's playing, and it's like they're standing there, and then zoop, they just like zoom across this barren land, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just these monolithic posts are there, and they're just hiding behind.
Yeah, and they're like just
Some little shrubs that weren't there a second ago. It's like, there's plants over there. Ah, that's fine.
I always envisioned them like peeking over a little hill. Like, just the 3 sets of eyes peeking over a little hill. And Taz is like, hey, what's going?
Right, and they are as worried as everybody else in the world is because chaos has been let loose. They know it. They know that Daddy's coming to like destroy them all.
Daddy's own kids.
Let's during all this.
Get ready, the belt's coming off.
During all this, Raceland hits the mute button on Tass.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
I like how
it.
Raceland's always had that. He's just never used it.
Yeah.
It's like, I could have muted him.
But I think actually this is really good thinking and just on the part of the writers, just going like, this is not the appropriate time to have Taz saying anything, so we'll just have a mute button go on.
You can pan to him acting all weird for a little bit, but
And this is where we get the actual explanation from the council on why the Dark Army is being allowed to run over the country.
Right, because now they can now work together and have a unified front against the forces of chaos. So, which is really, really kind of cool. The gods can end up leading him away from Krynn to something else. I don't know if this is another dimension. I'm assuming that they're just going to walk. The gods have the ability to leave the plane of Krynn and take them to like wherever Forgotten Realms takes place.
I think they can just kind of create what they want to create a little bit.
Right.
It might be a smaller plane or a plane within a plane or all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just one of those where it's kind of a free...
and that's important because we're setting up here, the gods are going to take him to that other plane, and they're not coming back. Yeah. Like, this is the end of the gods.
Yeah.
And they're kind of setting it up. I don't know if they realize yet that that's what they're going to do, but that's what's going to end up happening. So Chapter 8... Disappointment.
Sorry, I was trying to look up something about. I was trying to look up something about chaos.
Let's do this again. Chapter 8.
Disappointment. Victory is ours. The surrender.
And we kind of covered this already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Steel's alive. We got the whole
Tannis is dead.
But the tower surrenders to the army.
Yeah.
The tower that has never fallen before, ever.
Yeah.
This is the one tower that finally has fallen, and I think that's where you truly know, all right, everything is going to...
And everything stops, and Steel is really just kind of... all the fighting stops, we have the surrender, and Steel's standing there in the middle going, shit, I'm alive.
So now I gotta go surrender. So
I gotta go kill my...
He's honorable though. He goes to his sub commander Trevelyan or Trevelyan.
Trivargo, you get really good hotel deals.
Trivago.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Now the Trivago guy is all I'm gonna see. When I think about Trevelyan.
Yes.
You got a whole year to forget about it.
And that needs to be made as well. Okay, let me pull up my notes.
The notes are being pulled up. Bob will be busy tomorrow.
Chapter 9, The Portal. Old friends return. Tasselhoff's confession.
Trivago.
What, that him and Flint were finally together?
I'm just gonna, hey, when we get to the end of this book, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So Raceland looks over at Palin and is like, nephew, I'm going to give you the duty of returning and telling everybody about what the council and the gods said. So now he's got to return and he's got to be like a prophet, right? Like he's got to be warning against fire and brimstone and the entire thing, which, never great. Those kind of people get killed.
Oh, guys.
Usually.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, do you see somebody over there?
I like this, and I choked up at this.
It's the callback. Yep. You knew that they had to do something like this. If this is going to be the end of these characters, you gotta have something like this.
Yep. Sturm, Flint, and Tannis show up. We have a couple little warm moments, and actually, I don't know. I mean, this is a distraction for Tass. While Raceland talks to Palin. It really is. They show up and it's like, oh, go talk to him. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, nephew, we got to talk business.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Tass saw something. Raceland's like, yeah, we'll go look at it. Okay, cool. Now we got this time. And then, I think it really was them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
I do... The moment of Tass... I think it was very well written. The moment of Tass looking at Tannis going, what are you doing here? Oh...
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's like how long it took to.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. You can come back. What are you doing here? We gotta get back. Oh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. very good.
It is.
It's kind of like rambling on about it.
It's that realization of like that kid when they finally realize they'll never see their grandparent again.
Right.
You know,
Right, true.
it's sad. It hits you.
Bob, you did bring up one of my favorite Tass jokes in your Tass tells the story about mooing at minotaurs.
Which is hilarious.
It is hilarious. To be fair, in our D&D game, we do have a minotaur.
Oh, are you gonna moo at him next time?
I have mooed at him a couple times.
Oh, that's funny.
And I kind of do the weird nickname thing where I don't call anybody in the group by their real names. I just keep referring to him as Cowboy.
There you go. You mean the real cowboys, the moo mason?
And actually, if you
I know
knew
what's gonna happen at the next
if you knew Casey, that's the kind of minotaur that Casey would be the moo mason.
Yeah, probably. Got guns that shoot stars.
Poor Casey.
So yeah, Kitiara shows up.
Yeah,
because
she does.
She's back for you.
We got to get the band back together.
You know, she's really shoehorned in here, though. Like, she comes in, it's a quick squabble, and I'm like...
I'll bring it up when we get to it later. I feel like this could have been worked a little better once Palin's home, and there's a whole thing with Tika and like, well, what are you hiding under your robes?
Right.
But he just kind of goes like, no, it's nothing. I got hurt.
You know what? I think it was Justin, one of them, who brought up this maybe should have been a trilogy. Boy, I hate to say trilogy because that means all of this would be drug out.
Oh, and it's already drug out.
Ooh, and it's already too thick. You could have probably maybe cut some other stuff. Because I actually think this entire last two books are pretty streamlined and pretty good. And I agree. Like, there's are places where I was wanting more.
And I was happy. I will admit, I was happy to go, ooh, Kit's back. Hey, Kit.
Yeah, you knew.
And not for long. Nothing huge. Yep.
Like you said, Bob, she's so shoehorned in here. I feel like if she was going to show up and like do some sort of attack or something here, it would have been much better planned than I'm going to show up and hit you.
Yeah, right.
Comes in for the sucker punch real quick.
She was the planner. She was the one that had everything versus
it makes it seem like she just saw them, ran across the abyss, and just clotheslined him.
Tom Cruise knife handing.
Not thinking anything.
Yep. Taz is knocked unconscious. Palin's stabbed.
Right.
Yeah. Very. What's the Nazgul blade that Frodo gets stabbed with?
Oh yeah, we're like I know what
just hurts forever.
Yeah.
So on to chapter 10.
It's all right. It's all right because Raceland has a salve.
Chapter 10.
He's got a salve for everything. That rash you got underneath, that can be cleared up, right? Nice and quick.
It's gonna be hard to edit.
Something tells me you get a little chafing from the wizard robe.
True.
Chapter 10. A prisoner. The lashing.
And I'm getting excited.
Sign me up.
Hey, we know you like those.
Welcome to gore.
Steele's in prison, and of course,
yes, he
of
is.
Course.
Hey, what you do for your fun, Bob, is entirely up to you.
Of course,
not on air, dang it.
Steele's in prison, and of course, Lilith, that comes down to fucking gloat.
You're making this so hard.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Somewhere, Philip is having a time.
So Lilith, is that his like stepmama? What was his stepmom?
No, not Lilith.
No, Lilith is the lady that wants to kill him.
Oh, the gray robe man.
Yeah, she's the gray robed.
It's constant pain in the ass.
This is after. This is so much after she got divorced from Frasier. Anytime that's who I picture her as. It's Lilith from Cheers.
That is hilarious.
So she foresaw his betrayal of the army.
And that's got to be a thing.
Well, of course. She's a brain
real
doctor.
busy.
She's a psychiatrist. Of course she saw his betrayal.
I didn't watch Frasier.
It's originally from Cheers.
Kids, sit down. We're watching a movie. I got to do work on your grade book.
Frasier was a spinoff of Cheers.
I think I did know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did watch Cheers.
But yeah, she tells him
a little young.
She tells him she has foreseen his betrayal. You and the White Mage are going to kill us all.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Again, Subcommander Trevelyan comes in. Travago.
Hey, what if I...
Travago. Hey, I got this hotel for you.
You know, kid, you've been very good, and I kind of like... What if I just accidentally leave the door open?
No, it's against my honor.
Well, you're dead. Good luck.
And then it's back on the chain gang.
Hey, scratch my ankle there, boss.
And this is all like 10 Commandments here, you know, where the woman gets caught between the rocks. Oh, save her, whatever. Like, I don't know. I just was getting this 10 Commandments vibe where it's just thrown in here where it's like, oh, he's a prisoner, but he's a really good prisoner.
What are we doing? This is Spartacus.
Yes, what is he doing? Like they're moving blocks. There's mammoths.
Why?
It is.
I don't know.
It is
rebuilding stuff.
Yeah, it's rebuilding. It's to seal it, but it's thrown in so that it can be used later as to why they're following. So I can see why it was thrown in.
And you got to have a reason for the mammoths being
You're right.
involved.
Yeah. No, it's definitely Spartacus / Moses. Where I'm working with the slaves, with the prisoners, and getting them on my side.
Well,
because I'm a good.
And we found out that being a former knight, the guards have been treating him super easy.
Yes.
The guards have been showing him favoritism, so when he actually makes the mistake with the rope, they go after the guy next to him, and he steps in and again, this is a Spartacus 10 Commandments. This is that whole idea of the whipped prisoner, and the other prisoner stands up and like grabs the end of the whip and leave him alone
for sure.
And so he gets whipped.
I was waiting for him to kill like one of those guys.
I know, actually, I was too.
So, chapter 11.
Queen's Revenge. Raceland's Choice.
Vengeance, even.
Raceland and Taz.
Oh, sorry. Queen's Vengeance. I'm a couple ode IPAs in right now.
Raceland and Taz drag Palin back through the portal.
Because Palin's dying.
Yeah, from his Nazgul
blade. And Race is essentially...
he's like, Taz, just take him through. Whatever, just get out of here. Because he doesn't want to leave because he knows what happens when he leaves.
Yeah, right. He loses everything.
He loses all that magic.
And Taz gets to hold the Staff of Mages.
Finally.
Raceland never died, so he can exist in the real world, but we find out he can exist in the real world sans magic. Yes. So it'll be stripped from him.
Yes, so that's his
he comes through, he's yelling back at the portal, like, no, stop, let me back through.
In my notes, it auto-corrected Taz to was every freaking time. Yes. Taz and Palin tell Raceland of his daughter.
Raceland laughs at him. Yeah. He's like, yeah, no.
Okay, I want to establish this right here. From here to the end of the book. Is she his daughter or isn't she?
No.
Okay. That was all a fictitious thing.
I don't know.
If that is true, this is all very uncomfortable. But
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Because he's going to be... Raceland's going to become fisty and kind of in a way indwell Palin. But Palin is at some point, maybe not in this book, going to have a boot scene.
No, he gets married.
With Usha.
He gets married to her.
So that means that,
Does he really?
Yeah, they get married.
So they are either related.
After I finished this book, I looked it up. I Googled it, and the wiki, I believe it was. They got married. They are not related.
Okay.
So they are not related. They do get married. There is, though, a romantic triangle that happens.
Because Raceland's still inside Palin?
No.
Finally getting some?
No.
I do like that line later on, like, of course I wouldn't remember hooking up with a beautiful woman.
So does this mean Raceland's a virgin? Because he never banged Chrysania? They gene jammed hard.
Sure got to second base.
Like, I'm not saying Raceland didn't like in ropes, but
Whoa.
I mean,
drink some water and eat some pineapple. What the?
But okay, that'll get it.
But
Klab, what were you saying?
Okay, so first off, I don't believe anything Raceland says anymore.
No, I don't either. He's an unreliable person.
Second off, who's to say? Okay, so who's to say that legend, that story from second gen was just a legend, was just a myth.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Usha. It could be somebody else.
Right, yeah.
That's
true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Usha though. I do not think it's Usha. I think it's
Raceland's daughter exists.
She could exist, but it's not Usha. I just think it was something the Urda told Usha and said, or was that who said it, or was it just because of her eyes that they automatically?
They had like brought it up. And she admits it
she was an
later
orphan.
on. She admits it later on.
Yeah.
When they're talking, we can talk about it.
Interesting.
So Palin says he wants to be apprenticed to Raceland and learn. Raceland wants to go back to the end of the last home.
I want to be your apprentice learn. I just want to go back into the abyss.
I don't have any magic. Yeah, but you can still teach me. And that ends book 3 for us as we make our way back to the end of the last home.
On to the final book.
Dun dun.
Apocalypse!
Apocalypse now!
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Ooh, nice.
All right, chapter 1 of book 4.
A changing world. The inn. An unexpected visitor.
Ooh, nice callback. Unexpected visitor.
Great opening rundown of the state of Krynn. We've got, the army coming across. Everything's still hot. They do like to keep throwing that out. Hey, it's summer flame.
Yeah.
Things are hot.
Well, and it always keeps that presence, and I think they do a very good job in this book of keeping that presence of the army is always rolling, man. The army is always rolling over the land. The army is always moving. The army is always taking over more.
This is a huge callback for me for the series Wheel of Time. Every time they talk about how warm it is and all the crops and everything like that, because I read the Wheel of Time first, that's immediately what pops into mind, because that's what happened when the world was kind of coming to the end. The wheel was not weaving it correct, all that crazy stuff, but it was all hot, muggy, and crappy out.
It's only hot, muggy, and crappy out when we're in... wherever the end of the last home is.
Solace.
It's only ever hot when we're there.
Yeah.
That's the only time the heat's brought up.
No, they talk about it, I think, in when they go to the main town where
or maybe
Palanthas.
Maybe it's just hammered home a lot more
They do,
than
but they do
Solace.
seem to only when they go and quiet it down in Solace do they see
that makes sense too. Now that we say it out loud.
Well, and you look at it, and you look at where the drought's going to be the most effective. Farm country. You look at the Great Depression. The drought was in, where we have everything that comes out of the Great Depression is from farm country, from the crops dying, from everything else. You're not in the middle of New York City.
That's why they call it Krynn country. Oh, sorry.
We got that bit with the Daleks in Doctor Who when they're in the Hooverville and the building.
The Who's down in Whoville?
Yes.
So we have a really sweet part here, though, where Palin comes through, and then here comes Raceland, and we have the meeting of.
I choked. I choked on it
too.
Caramon and Raceland back together again, and Caramon says his room is ready. It's always been ready.
But isn't it this whole thing where his room is just a little closet?
Well, because
that's where
in
it
some ways, if
originally
you
was.
wanted to look at it in a dark way, Tika and old Caramon they've been kind of making a profit off the fact that they've kept old Raceland's room ready because
they absolutely have.
Because all these mages have been coming through wanting to see where the great Raceland used to stay.
It's a bar. It's a business. You need a shtick to make money.
Especially in this climate, or this political, economic climate.
Yeah, how do you think that Area 51 diner in the middle of nowhere makes sense?
Hey, they loved that. They loved that crisis.
But all this jabbing aside, I loved it.
I agree.
So good.
Oh, your
the
room
feels, man.
For real. Chapter 2, Regrets.
Instructions.
Choices. Raceland and Caramon sit up all night talking about the past, the future.
Well, get as much Caramon as you want right now.
And this is the part where all my good feels.
Yep.
This is the part where my good feels go away. Because then Raceland's sitting there having his stupid effing tar bean tea. He's like, and I don't have any regrets. Well, f*** you, Raceland.
He saved the world.
From himself.
It doesn't matter. He saved the world.
Whatever.
Darth Vader saved the galaxy from himself.
Well, no, you're right. No, you are right about that.
Fair enough.
It's true. But anyway, the apocalypse is coming, and nothing will survive.
Grandpappy.
I like this whole thing. Raceland talks about losing his magic, and it's the same thing as Caramon drinking nothing stronger than water. Because he's an alcoholic. Caramon was an alcoholic.
I really like this because
I do too.
I thought this was a great metaphor for addiction here.
Yes, I agree.
Because even in Palin, we're starting to see Palin with his addiction to magic, growing here, and it's the alcoholic and the heroin user talking to each other.
Right.
It really is.
And I am
chain smoking, drinking a bunch of coffee.
And now I'm super interested because it is going to be the apocalypse Rayson's going to be in on it. The only thing that has separated Rayson apart is that he's always had his magic. He has, and now he has none of that. What made Rayson a character to be dealt with, a force to be reckoned with, is now gone. How is he going to make it through the apocalypse?
He's always
he is
had his
frail.
smarts.
He's always slamming Tarbine tea. How's he going to make it?
But he's
got to go with his smart. I know.
Yeah, that's all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and he's always had his intelligence. He just doesn't have the magic to fall back.
We're gonna look at.
We're gonna see that in chapter 3 here.
I really like it. So chapter 3,
brothers
together again.
Yay!
Kind of.
Yeah. See, and I'm thinking
for a minute.
We have not read Brothers in Arms, but I don't know if this is kind of like a hardy har. This is like how it was in Brothers in Arms. I don't know. We'll have the calendar coming out. We'll see if we do read Brothers in Arms.
It'll probably maybe a deeper delve or something.
Something like that. Yeah. But Raistlin and Caramon land outside the constantly moving forest of Wayreth, right? Mm-hmm. And they meet up with some members of Takhisis' army and Lilith. That is there.
I actually really enjoyed this part again about the intelligence of Raistlin.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden he's now proved to be back. But he very quickly face paints himself.
Can somebody tell me exactly what he does here? Because he appears to them. Does he just drop a smoke bomb and disappear into the hollow of the tree?
Yes. Okay, that's exactly what it's. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, and that's going back to when he was a kid. Where it was. That's how he made.
Or when they were in the traveling circus.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Remember that?
We don't talk about that season of the show.
I forgot, and we get the explanation too, where I forgot or he goes, I remembered when we were doing this, and I kind of figured we'd bump into somebody who might recognize me. So this whole time he's actually been palming the white paint. He's actually had like the white paint in the hands of his robes.
Well, and I want to go back to when they get off the dragon, Caramon talking about how this thing stinks.
Yeah.
This black dragon, and it reeks of that. You remember that one time that like Riverwind got melted, and then we brought him back to life? Back in Pax Tharkus.
Yep.
I like that detail. Like black dragons and their acid stink.
Yeah, but I like his little David Copperfield here.
I
drops his smoke bomb and jumps into the tree.
And then the aftermath, like, Caramon, help me. I'm stuck. It's just, there's like some part of his hood is stuck on a part of the tree.
You're not dead yet? I thought you were dead.
No, I'm over here.
Wait, where?
The tree.
Oh.
It is funny.
What, you turned yourself into a tree? No! Come closer!
Oh, that's right.
You dim bulb. So chapter 4,
father and daughter.
We actually return to Usha's story. She has been gone for a long time in this. I believe it was I think it was Justin again who said that Usha was incredibly annoying. For me, she doesn't really ever have time to get annoying because she's hardly ever in here.
Well, and the whole thing with
she was in the beginning.
The whole time
she was our in. She was our in to this world.
Whereas the whole time in the Abyss was like 25 minutes to an hour for Palin. It's been 5 months on the outside.
Yeah, right.
I like time dilation. I think that's super cool.
I do too. I agree completely.
I agree. But what has she been doing this entire time? She's been working with the whole thieving guild with old Lynch Joffrey.
Training montage.
And getting
we got Lynch Jeffrey. It's kind of like his name's a spoiler.
Well, no,
that was his thing. He was lynched and he survived it.
He had been lynched and survived, so that's how he got his.
But I guess what you don't. I mean, like when they.
But then he's gonna get lynched.
When they start talking about lynched Jeffrey, I'm like, oh, well, I know how he dies. Like that's just kind of like
funny. And we see that he's kind of I don't know. He's just kind of a sexually abusing her.
He's not sexually abusing her.
He's a bit rapey.
He's rapey.
He's rapey, but he's not.
Everybody is with her.
But he's not actually.
Because she's unbelievably gorgeous. Not like that's an excuse.
He is. I will say he is sexually harassing her.
Look at the back of this book. The way she's dressed, she's asking for it.
Oh, God.
Dungeons and Dweebs would like to clarify that we're joking.
For those of you who have no sense of humor and have made it this far.
Although this is nothing to joke about, we're making light of it.
I'd say
Lynch Joffrey's like, come into my office there, and then he touches the button underneath his desk.
The Matt Lauer button.
Matt Lauer.
A little Kinder drops a bolt on the door.
I think I think here she is sexually harassed by Link.
No, I said the wrong thing. She's not abused.
She's
No,
not sexually
no,
abused.
She's not abused. No.
But I mean,
Because I don't think she would stand for that.
No, she would not.
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
He is trying to do. This
All
is
right.
This is Dolly Parton in 9 to 5.
Listen here, you want to make it as a thief in this town, you're going to have to take your top off, all right?
No.
A couple shots now. Come on, just a couple shots with your top
Come
up. You'll
on.
be fine.
Come on, you'll go up in the organization, and I'll go up in the organization if you know what I mean.
Heyo. Don't make me ring my Matt Lauer bell.
But then
Kendra will come in here and punch
Rayson's
ya.
gonna show up and kind of drop the bomb on her, like,
Have
"Hey,
this Bill Cosby drink."
I am not your dad.
Oh.
I am not your dad. And by the way, your father was killed by the Urda, and Mom walked off into the sea to drown herself after she had you."
And this is where that line comes where he's like, it would be my luck to hook up with a beautiful lady and not remember it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Of course, the one time, the one time,
Well, here's
magic erases my memory.
Here's a portion here where I think that we have a little bit of a continuity thing, though. Because, okay, he has lost all his magic, but the hourglass eyes still work.
Yeah.
Because that's what he said. He said I had visited your island. Somebody took him.
That was he was speaking of back when he was like godlike.
Yeah, back when he had the powers.
Okay.
When he was talking about being the master of the past and the present, and he could just like flow between them. I think you're thinking of he's talking about his eyes with Caramon earlier.
Well, because he visited the eye. Because that's
Or
the
no,
whole.
who does he talk about with his eyes?
The Urda, I thought. Didn't he visit the island and the Urda and see like what happened
No,
to them?
there's something very specific where he says, I you know how my eyes work. I've gazed upon you, and I know what happens. I think it's Caramon.
That. Are you going back to when we actually read the story?
No,
Rayson's daughter.
It's in this.
And he looks upon her and says,
No, it's in this. It's in
Is
this.
it?
It's in book 4 here. I'm pretty sure he says it to Caramon. Earlier.
"Well, I wouldn't know. I see rapey minotaurs, so I wouldn't know."
You materialize rapey minotaurs.
I'm an unreliable.
But see,
narrator.
Anyway.
again, this is a point where I don't know if I believe this story or not.
I don't know.
A, is Raceland lying to her because he just doesn't want to deal with the whole
That's
daughter
what I
thing.
was thinking at this time.
B,
No, I didn't.
Well, now you know because you looked it up.
Is
Well,
he?
yeah, but no. Well, I was reading.
Is he
it.
lying to
Really?
her, or B, is he lying to her to protect her?
Yeah.
Because there's a whole lot of baggage that comes with really being Raceland's daughter.
Yeah.
Or C, is he actually telling the truth here?
Yeah.
I think he's telling the truth because, just jumping into Raceland's frame of mind, he knows that the Megere bloodline carries powerful magic, and then his child would have even more powerful magic. So I
Right.
think he would want to use his child as a tool.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. I don't know.
Or maybe that's why he's trying to get his daughter and his nephew to hook up to make a really powerful incest
And
baby.
then and he's gonna be there, and it's going to be just like a Lovecraftian thing where they're going to summon Azathoth.
That's what I was thinking. As a thought.
And I saw this thing climbing up the hillside, and it had Raceland's head on it.
the Dunwich horror is
The Dunwich horror,
Yeah, the Dunwich horror.
the Krynwich horror.
I
don't have any
think
magic.
it's his daughter.
I don't have any magic yet, so if I can get my daughter and my nephew, who would both have magic genes together, they can make this baby that has uber magic genes, and then I can inhabit the baby.
Yeah, then I do the old fisty ritual and I take over the body.
What? Oh my god! It's Ghostbusters 2.
Chapter 5.
Return to Palanthos.
The Maid Shop.
A Grey Knight's suspicions.
Palin walks into Mistress Jenna's shop.
Bring me to the
Well,
maid
this is where
shop.
this comes from. My intro, the Paplin Margoyle or whatever.
Yeah, because he can't say his real name because they ID everybody. Like and so we
Do
find
you have
out
your papers?
because we find out
Does he papers?
there's very strict control on magicians and what they can carry. They can't just carry any spell components. They have to be checked.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have like an AK-47 or anything else. There's strict gun
Wait,
control
you
going
can't
on in
have an AR
Palanthas.
on the- you can't have
no
an AR on the
ARs.
stage?
Hey, you're wearing those robes. Empty your pockets.
This is Bill
you can't even-
Clinton
you can't even
ruling
carry a Luger
Palanthas. Sorry, Justin.
He can't carry a Luger around. He takes the ring, Dalamar's ring. This douche knuckle.
Douche knuckle.
Takesis Knight. That's in Jenna's shop while she's away. And Palin's doing a good job for being, this inexperienced,
nerdy, socially awkward.
I agree.
I'm gonna sniff the jar of margarine. and then if he says anything, I'm gonna,
margarine.
Okay, so.
Marjoram?
Story time.
Majorum?
Whatever it is, I was listening to the audiobook at 2 times speed at this point, just to get,
parquet.
just to get done with it in time to record this. So I was like, ooh. So I heard margarine. He's sniffing this jar.
He's sniffing margarine.
He's sniffing this fake butter. While
got the butter on his nose. Well, he puts a little butter on his nose.
And the knight comes, licks it off. The knight is able to cast stuff to the really big magic things glow. Yeah. And Palin's all worried about I have the damn staff of mages here. But the staff,
it doesn't do anything. It's good.
Yeah, the staff of mages cloaks itself from the censer.
Yeah. And they do this.
You gotta find me.
And Jenna does this whole thing come here, Palin. Or what?
Paplin.
I'm going to teach you how to write this spell. Now say it.
Yes, I want you to follow me through the curtain and down the stairs after you've signed in, of course.
And that is how Palin gets tied up in a nice little knot. Somehow.
Well, this is also.
I don't know, Mistress Jenna. As you walk into Mistress Jenna's shop, that just invokes a little.
Mistress Jenna.
Yeah.
Take me to the mage shop.
Oh yes.
Can we cover that?
Why?
Because it's funny.
Cover it. Oh, put the song in.
Candy shop, but it's a mage shop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. Oh, cover that one.
Take me to the mage shop.
Yeah.
Get your spell off.
All right, Klab. We need you three deep at the bar later on. Not tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Get us those lyrics.
So what I like here is they tell us what she's writing to Palin as she's trying to talk about this spell, and she just fucking writes a book to him.
Yeah.
I don't think this knight's an idiot. If it's you writing that spell there on that little sheaf of paper, and it's just tomes that she seems to be writing.
Seems awfully quiet down there. We're studying. like they're teenagers upstairs.
And then
he busts it. Handshake.
And then Taz comes in.
Or Was.
Hi.
And it's over. Because I'm going, Taz can't shut up. Yeah. Now their cover's blown. Palin, where are you?
Is that the staff of mages? I got to touch it once.
Why are you being weird? Who's Marjoram?
my contact's coming here and then there's a big thud. They start fighting immediately.
So, chapter 6.
Jenna's agent, the goose and the gander.
Awfully fine ginger beer.
I love this chapter in the ginger beer. I was laughing so hard.
So
I like the goose and the gander.
I actually like the name of that. I mean, if I opened a tavern, I think I might call it the goose and the gander.
It's in my D&D notes. I'm using this.
Yeah, that's really good.
The goose and the gander, however, does give you. Is this a singles bar?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Is this where you get up
like a working man and woman's single bar, because it's next to that smithy. It's covered in ash.
It's not a high class bar.
No.
This is where you can meet up when you swipe right on Krynn Tinder. Krynder.
Krynder.
I'll edit that picture.
Awesome. But what we find out is Usha is working there as a barmaid, and Palin just melts when he sees her. Oh, Usha.
But this is up until Tass getting Palin there. He's just rambling like Tass does. But every other sentence, the ginger beer is mighty fine there. and I just I felt like that was some weird the bald eagle roosts at midnight. It's some weird like
a thing that they're saying.
And see, I've been a bartender for 20 years. I've been a bartender way too long. In the United States, ginger beer is non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
And by bartender, he means he sits at the bar and serves himself drinks because that's how long he's been there.
Occasionally.
I do enjoy ginger beer though. It is really good.
We do get
he walks in. The bartender's here.
I want to know. I want to know if they're making Palanthos mules. Because that's what you use ginger beer for, is the Moscow mule.
They're all sitting around with the little copper mugs.
Yes.
And I don't want to skip over it just because it was one of my favorite parts of this book is the Tass and Palin arguing like in the streets, like, oh no, let's go down the alleyway, and like the guards are kind of walking by, and he's like in an alleyway arguing with a kender, and he's like, wait, this looks so bad.
Well, is it? Am I wrong? Kender are like outlawed or something in town.
Whenever they are found, they're taken out of the city.
Yeah,
and they've covered up most of the cracks and the holes in the wall, but not all of them.
However, there have been Kinder. They'll always find cracks in the wall.
However, you can't just build a wall to keep Kender out.
No matter how high or what it's made out of. What if they just
get a taller ladder?
There have been a couple drops in here though when we've been like back with Ariakan and with the Dark Army about how the Kinder have put up a surprising resistance.
Yes. Kindermore has not quite fallen yet.
You do not mess with the Kinder homeland.
So we go in here. Usha's working as a barmaid in here. Pela says some dumb love thing about never leaving her again.
And then we got
all of a sudden Dugan Redhammer comes out of the corner.
Yeah,
Dugan!
Wanna bet? I like all of this.
I love a good old Dugan.
So chapter 7.
The brawl, the escape, thieves' way.
And so all of this de-escalates. Basically, we could skip over a lot of this, but there's a big old brawl that Redhammer stays to finish to give them the ability to get the heck out of here. So,
hey, I'll take these boys on.
Yeah, Palin, Usha, and Taz go out into the streets, and
we have the kiss.
Well, yeah,
we have the kiss here too, and they pop out. And Palin and Usha have this alley interlude, and he kisses her. And,
you're my cousin.
Oh, crap, we can't do this. You're my cousin. She goes, no, you're not. And then they move on.
Yeah.
She never actually explains this to him.
This is like a weird kind of step up of like Luke and Leia. Yeah. Like now they're kissing, but they kind of know they're relatives, and it's still happening.
Twin brother and sister kissing, they don't know it. I'll one up you. Cousins that aren't really cousins that kiss, but one of them thinks they are cousins. Jerry.
Oh, that show. Yeah, I kissed him. But he wasn't my cousin. Yeah, we are, Mom and Dad.
I can't help that I'm pitching half a tent, but you're my cousin. Stop kissing me. I'm not your cousin. Kiss me again.
I like this whole...
I got a secret. I'm not your cousin. What?
I do like this whole thieves' way through the sewers episode here.
I like part of it. I have my problem with
I like going through the mazes of the supermarket. The mazes of the sewers.
Right, because this goes on. Does this go on in chapter 8 as well? Right, when they go down in the sewers.
Yes, sewers are chapter 8.
Yeah, also is 8. So what we find out is that this whole system they're going through is probably old dwarven architecture that was left in there because they're small, but they're basically it's like chambers and everything that they're going through.
Well, but there is that whole thing too of anywhere there's anything that's built with any kind of
stone.
Any kind of stone or any kind of skill, the dwarves always go, yeah, this must have been made by dwarves.
Yeah. And so this is where I'm going to kind of disagree with you, Klab. I didn't like this stuff because at the end we run into members of the Thieves Guild and there's this woman with a baby from her lost husband and everything. And Usha's doing this weird thing about like, she's all offended about that she joined the Thieves Guild and stuff. And this is where I don't know if Justin was talking about this as being annoying. Usha's really starting to grate on me. Like, Usha, just shut up. Like, just explain it. Nobody's riding her for joining the Thieves Guild, so she just weirdly is just taking offense all the time.
There's even a bit here where somebody's like, "Oh, you going freelance, are you?"
Yeah,
like it's no big deal. Or maybe it's kind of like an implied threat, like, "Oh, you going freelance?"
I don't get or like this whole like interaction that happens with this woman. Like, isn't there like a group of thieves or something? Of people who live under there.
It's okay. It's not. I will agree, it's not my favorite. I don't think they really had to talk about. I like how they did show that the Thieves Guild is not inherently evil.
Yeah,
they will just kind of do whatever to screw over who's messing with them.
Right.
Because this is, I think they've talked at this point where lynched, whatever his name is, lynched Joffrey was lynched. Yeah. So then the Thieves Guild are all pissed, and they're just doing anything they can to screw over.
I'm probably just carrying over baggage because all these people living underground is just making me think of the first few issues of Venom, and they were terrible.
Well, and this is it is this idea of chapter 8, a frightening encounter, the rescue, Usha's friends, which is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
But I think it really does show partially the naivety of Usha.
Yeah.
And
yes.
the kind of, well, no, thieves were bad, and I've always been taught that thieves were bad, and I've been working with the thieves, so what does that say about me, and da-da-da-da-da. And so kind of like you said, Paul, with that aspect of, the thieves aren't necessarily bad, they're not necessarily good, they're chaotic neutral.
Yeah. They'll do whatever makes them money. They don't care.
There's a couple that are chaotic evil.
There's
But
a couple that are chaotic good, though.
But exactly. The ones that are in the guild kind of keep everybody in check,
Yeah.
and that's the idea of, well, you're freelancing. You don't do that because then the guild doesn't get their cut.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not the way that the organization works. Chapter 9.
Great library.
Bertram is shocked.
Astinus of Palinthos.
They get to the library and there's old Bertram.
Bertram loses his crap.
I feel like he opens that little hatch like on Wizard of Oz. Who rang that bell?
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
We did. We came to see Gillian.
You came from the sewers, you're thieves. Ding, 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 ding.
No,
Bertram's a
you go
snitch.
back there and you tell them you were sleepwalking, and sometimes you ring the bell when you're sleepwalking.
I like this whole thing because they eventually get inside, and Taz has this whole thing about the gods and whether or not Astinus is Gillian. He's just like, but I just saw Gillian. Like, we were just there. He was over there. He was talking in a circle of the other gods, and then like, but Astinus is over here, right? Like he's kind of pulling the veil.
I know the gods, because Paladine is a friend of mine, and
Well,
so
no,
through
Paladine
that-
isn't, but Fizbin is. And but Fizbin is kind of Paladine. So, are you like... It just kind of goes on this whole...
He goes
this
on his
is a
ramble.
whole thing.
It seems like Tass is the senile old person that just kind of talks about random crap.
Yeah, I do think he's fairly tolerable in this entire book. Like, I think a lot of the stuff he says is actually genuinely funny. There's things that he's done in other books that I'm like, oh God, it's we won't. I'm going to bring it up. The tower salt shaker that ended up happening. But this, I think it's actually genuinely funny what he's doing. But
And I do like, and I like the role we go from the comic antics of Tass to chapter 10, the choice.
only one
the-
one word or two words. This is it.
Oh, there we go. There's a couple of them.
But we go from the fun there back to the, okay, this is serious business here.
Right. Yeah. So Astinus has left Palin black robes because Palin needs to make the choice. And this is it. Like, Palin needs to change out of his dirty clothes, and all that's left for him is black robes. So.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
Oh, great metaphor. So.
That's pretty much what happens in chapter 10.
And
That's all
all this is coming from... Raceland kind of gave Palin the whole lowdown, like, I was given a choice, you will be given the same, and the whole Fist and Dantalus thing.
There's a little bit more of a low-key version of the choice. Like, the clothes are just laying there.
It's not as forced.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
It's just reinforcing what was said earlier.
Yeah.
But as we'll find out, he's not going to take the black robes. But chapter 11, the
execution.
Oh, good stuff. Steel goes to his execution, and the high priestess comes and tells Steel to remove his pendant, but he can't at this point.
Well, you know what? It kind of irritates me anyway. It's always poking at me.
Right. And this is why what you talked about, Paul, they shoehorned in that whole Moses Spartacus scene is because it's cool. It sets the tone where all the prisoners are singing the song of Huma.
Yeah.
I don't see why they'd be doing this here yet. Besides that one throwaway chapter that he has endeared himself to them, because the prisoners, these are not Steele's men.
No. The prisoners
I didn't
are.
even think of that.
These are the knights, right?
These are the
Knights of Solamnia.
Yes.
And they're all singing a song of Huma to a person who just took over their entire tower and is going to their execution just because he did a couple things around some blocks.
See, I took this as
don't know.
happening way longer.
So he's been there
He's
longer.
been there a while. He's built it. He's built up the trust, and he's also built up the respect of those prisoners.
Yeah, because
So-
it's been a month.
Yeah, it's been at least a month of him there.
You are so giving. You're great.
Yeah, I know. I'm real nice.
That's
I like
kind
to
of
give,
that's his bit
share.
when we do Dragonlance. Is he just forgives it for every sin it comes out.
It kind of is. It's just a.
But that being said, him being marched down this hallway that's lined with the Black Knights.
Right.
Oh, the picture this chapter painted
really
was
cool.
beautiful.
I will say though, I
And he's
didn't actually
getting
remember they
respect from
sang the
both
song.
sides. He's marched through lines of both sides of the knights here.
Yeah.
Of both the light knights and the dark knights, and he's given respect by both of
Yes.
them.
But then we see he gets to the chopping block and the sword is raised. It's about to fall, and bam! Palin's in and knocks the steel out of the way, and the chapter ends. So we don't know what's going on.
I do like the idea of a violent teleport.
Yeah,
like all the loose papers go flying, the books fly off the shelf, and you come like crashing in, like, oh god, I'm so sorry. The spell I don't know how the spell works. Where am I?
Chapter 12.
Old friends, a proposed meeting.
Astinus and Raceland speak of the great tangle of history that he writes like a rug, confusing from below, a design from above. I don't care about most of this.
See, I like this. I loved the imagery here. It's the Persian rug that you flip over and it doesn't make any sense. But
it's true.
Oh, did we skip over? Yeah, Astinus talking to Palin about. Or is this where he talks to Ray? I don't know who Astinus talks to about Steele's death. Like it's in place. Sometimes
I think it's probably here.
It was Palin in the previous chapter.
Like sometimes when he's writing history down, he'll get something. He's like, oh, that's gonna happen, and he'll pre-write it. Steele's gonna die. All right, that's written down. Cool. And then he just goes back to
which will prove to be true. It's not here.
Yeah. Right. Don't F with Astinus.
No, that's true. I got stories about Astinus coming.
Raceland waxes nostalgically about how he'd like to see Chrysanio one more time.
Want to go back to
in the biblical sense.
Yeah,
I thought of you in the. I want to tell her that I thought of her when my guts were being pulled out and put back in again.
Yeah,
that's so romantic.
This is all just so jacked. Like he's just sitting around, just like. Remember that girl I used to open the orifice to the abyss when I almost destroyed the world?
I'd love to open her orifice.
If I could just open her orifice just one more time before going back to the abyss where my guts get ripped out.
I almost killed her, but I want to see her.
So, we're on to chapter 13.
The note, Usha's plan, a disturbance in the library.
Palin left a goodbye note to Usha, and she reads it, and this is where she's, I gotta go, and she puts on the black robes, which I think is gonna portend a bunch of stuff. Nothing happens from this.
It's just a disguise.
It's just a disguise.
I think where I want more is in the Palin's decision whether or not he's gonna take on Fist of Tantalus or what Usha's gonna do. I feel like that's where I want more, is in
that decision making.
Yeah.
I think you do later on in some of the books get a little bit more where Palin and Usha have conflicts and don't agree on certain things, and it is a little bit more white and dark.
It's the beginning of the relationship,
right?
And
she's volatile as all get out.
I was gonna say, I think she's got the crazy.
She's super emotional. She's a roller coaster.
You're always way more open-minded in the beginning of the relationship.
It's true, but she's gonna come there. She's gonna pretend she's a black robe wizard, and that Taz is like her little captive.
Hey, Palin, you want me to dress up for you?
I'm a black robe wizard.
I got nothing on under it.
Let's play a game. You're the white robe and you captured me.
Oh, God.
Tell me how bad of a wizard I am. I'm done. Cut to the outside of the chambers. Oosha! It's echoing. Okay.
If it was
I'm done.
If it was a comic book, it'd just be a very kind of straight up and down tower with a thought bubble exploding out of the top of the.
But there's the one panel before that happens where it's just like her legs, and then like the black robe falls down.
Yeah.
It would be the He-Man leg shot.
Yeah.
The black robe's falling.
So she has a clay horse. That becomes a real one.
Okay, I don't like that. This to me is stupid. I
don't remember this.
She has this clay horse and it becomes a real horse. They jump on the back and they just fly away. It's kind of dumb. This is all of a sudden felt very.
Put your hands on me.
It seems like all.
Yes, it felt like that.
I will say, it seems like all of the Erda magic that she has had is just kind of weird.
Yeah, she turns into smoke and blows through a door.
The smoke one I see.
That's kind of cool.
It's from. I mean, I've
seen
the smoke
one.
Stuff,
the smoke one actually seems uber powerful.
Yeah,
the Irda's magic is. I mean, it's kind of like it's primal.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
I could see
shamanistic in a way.
Yeah. And see, I was flashing too. In our last D&D campaign, Neil, who is our who is essentially Fizman. I have to go chase this guy, and all of a sudden he's like, well, I'll make you. The guy gets on a horse and rides away, and I'm like, crap, I don't have a horse. Well, here's a midnight stag that goes like 50 miles, that goes like 110 miles an hour. You'll catch him.
The nightmare.
Yes, the nightmare. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, give us more information.
That's out of game. You can't use that.
Well, they're whisked away, and Bertram is happy that Kinder's finally left because he hates him in the library. But chapter 14...
I just feel that Bertram is like scrubbing the entirety of the library now.
What is missing?
Well, I feel like he's going through and he's doing what I would do. He's doing what I would do. He's aligning spines. Yeah. That's what he's doing. He's going, none of these are...
Just tipped it over.
God! Nobody can see what I'm doing. This is an audio podcast.
And you're facing away from the microphone.
I'm aligning the books on our shelf. Sorry.
Chapter 14, the Night Lord accuses. Palin responds.
A dark omen.
The Night Lord accuses Palin of being in league with steel.
It's all for you, Palin. Oh God, that's so good. Ooh.
So we have this again.
Here she comes. Because Steel, the Night Lord is going to accuse Palin of being.
You guys are working together. I've seen it in a vision. I took some peyote the other night and I saw you two in a vision.
Wyuska. Palin responds by telling Ariakan of the coming danger. He's his prophet now, and he's like, okay, so now I've come to your nation to tell you, you've taken over basically everything, but there is a greater power than you that is coming. It's coming out of the ocean, and it's going to destroy us all. It doesn't matter who we are. I don't care if we're Kinder, we're dwarves, we're elves. It doesn't matter. We're all going to get consumed by them.
So right here, this white robe mage just bamps out, ruins your perfectly good execution. Your loose papers are everywhere. And he's like, you can't do this because all the gods have a father, and he's going to come stomp on us.
Why would you believe him?
Okay, I'm chopping your head off now.
It's the crazy.
Yeah.
He's the crazy.
Chaos is coming.
I think we're supposed to see Ariakan as being incredibly even-handed and open to information, but he's becoming so Picard-like in his weighing out of everything.
I guess, okay, so if you think about it, his knights are very honorable, and that's kind of the way they carry themselves. They aren't just evil for evil's sake, and we're going to stab everyone.
And in a lot of ways, this is just carrying out a duty, right? He has now conquered what he needs to conquer. All he needs to do is just execute his guy.
I just got to not screw up right now.
Oh my God! I just figured out who Ariakan is.
Oh my gosh!
He's Gul Dukat.
From Star Trek, yes.
Yes, he's Gul Dukat.
Wait, what year is this?
From Next Generation and Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
show it to me. Okay.
Which would be the
Cardassian general.
mid-90s.
It's the Cardassian general.
Ooh, I've watched Next Gen once, so I'm not.
Well, he's more in Deep Space Nine.
I got nothing.
Have you not watched Next Gen?
No.
Or Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is really good.
I tried watching Next Gen, the first season.
Oh no! Go.
Go to season 3.
I fell asleep.
You have to get to where it goes the continuity seasons rather than the Planet of the Week.
3.
Okay.
3.
Season 3.
Go 3.
Okay.
And
I did that, and I binged it.
Okay.
It's really
and
good.
watch Deep Space Nine. Another one you have to kind of get. You have to get to the second or third season to where you get to the actual war with the Dominion.
Yeah, super good.
Anyway. Back to Dragonlance.
Yes. I thought this was Trekcast.
We don't really talk about Star Trek that much.
No, not at all. Because I think
the Cardassian ships do kind of look like dragons.
We are true. I think we're split up too much generationally on what Star Trek we've watched. So
that's true.
Sorry. So
where are we?
Star Trek derailed us.
You know what? I prefer Chris Pine as who the heck?
I am not going to crap on those movies.
Actually, I'm okay with Chris Pine as Kirk. I'm really okay with Carl Urban as Bones.
Oh, yeah, I think he's pretty good.
So good.
He is channeling Forrest throughout that entire
Dragonlance.
No,
as much as I want to talk about
yes.
this.
Let's finish up this apocalypse.
Yes, our dark
apocalypse now.
our dark omen is that high priestess, the one who had the claw under Palin's
right.
thing.
It's her finally.
She dies while making sacrifices, and she's supposed to be immortal.
Right, exactly. And I think that is what's supposed to show Ariakan that something's going on.
Yeah.
Right? I think this is why the major pause button is hit. Is hold on, she just died. Like, what is happening here?
I will say, too, I feel like that Lilith just uses the vision for kind of whatever she wants to.
I think that's the point in the vision.
She's just always like, I don't like that person. The vision said he needs to die.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of off him.
Well,
So
you always have those people within any either religious movement or or political movement or anything else. Is like, no, I'm working for the ends of everybody, not just my own.
Right.
It just happens to be that this benefits me.
Right.
Yeah, everything is always for the better of the population.
So we're on.
Palin's thrown in a cell. We get to chapter 15. Unease, paths cross.
Dry lightning.
I did not know.
I did not know where you were going.
Didn't know where you're going.
I don't really know
Oh
how
my
that
god!
whole.
So Steele's all worried about Palin.
Yeah. The other knights discuss the battle. I mean, a lot of this, chapter
'cause now-
15 and 60, and we can kind of...
Yeah.
Well, because now that they have Palin, Steele has done his duty.
Right.
Palin's back. Steele's able to like pick up go to the armory, pick up his old uniform and armor, and go back to his talent.
Yeah, hey, give me my dad's sword back.
I will say this is nice. I liked when it was Steele trying to find his dragon back again. When his dragon, just because they talked about how his dragon, whose name I cannot remember, Flare, would not let anybody else ride.
I kinda
all
like
of
that,
that crap.
too.
It
He's
built.
very loyal.
He first off he went through the dead dragon to make sure.
Thank
you.
She brought it in once again that the dragons have emotions. They aren't.
But
just
I like how
murdersome.
they're so loosey goosey with their honor. Like, you were supposed to bring back Palin. Palin drops out of freaking nowhere, and they're like, "Oh, you brought him back."
And
Like, no, he didn't.
And this is where I'm going to play the part of Paul as well, and I'm going to like give this book an awful lot to do. I'm just going to say that because Steele is in such a state of internal turmoil, I think we're supposed to see that throughout this book, his internal questioning of his loyalties and is he his father's son or not, or what's going on, has led him to a point that when he finally does meet up with Usha and Taz, and they're in these ridiculous outfits, and it's very obvious that something is going on, that he's going to be like, oh, I'm not going to report it to anybody. I'm going to follow you because I just want to get to the bottom of all this. You know, okay, Steele. Yeah. But I'm just going to go with, okay.
Well,
Steel bright blade.
Well, and I think there's
Black Knight detective. Sorry.
Well, and I think
He's
he's Steele.
I do think that there's also an aspect
There's
here
Usha.
too.
Ooh.
There's no way that anybody's going to believe Steele.
She knocked on my portcullis.
There's no way that anybody here is going to believe Steele going, I just bumped into them.
Yeah, true. True.
No,
Right.
you're working. We thought you were working with the white mage. Now here's these two other people that are here. You're the one sneaking everybody into camp. It's your fault. You're going to do this. So he needs to figure out what's going on in order to like quote unquote prove that he's not working with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Dragon Detective coming this fall to NBC.
I love the
There's
drop.
always the guy at the very end. It's Task, just sitting there like
I love the drop here too, with the knights that are discussing things that are going on, and they're discussing the damn elves.
Yes.
And well, I know that Gillenthos, he's a little wussy. He may be tough though. And they are arguing back and forth because remember, hey, tap tap tap, hey, tap tap tap. Tanis has a kid.
Yep.
It's a drop for a drop. That doesn't need to be there.
Well, it also kind of catches us up as to what's going on over there. But sorry, Brendan, didn't care. Like I don't really care what's going on with the elves and anything at this point because I actually like this story with Palin and Steele. I'm interested to see where it goes. Chapter 16,
the Dragon Trap.
Meanwhile, Palin is chained up in the dragon traps, right? From the last time we were here, those awesome, tunnels that bring in the dragons with the gem in the center, and they're able to stab them and kill them, right?
And Lilith,
that bitch,
is taunting and casting all kinds of stones, or casting stones to see the future and everything. But this is cool. I like this. She's cast these stones. There's a black stone and a white stone and another stone that are supposed to represent like the black mage, the white mage, and a tower burning in between, right? And she tries to pick them up, and then she leaves the stone behind it and ends up being like the burning tower. It's like the doom is coming. Even she foresees it, and there's nothing she can do about it. But she leaves, and Steele and crew end up showing up.
because couldn't be a trap at all.
And they are ambushed by Ariakin, his knights, and Lilith, and this is all really cool. Chapter 17.
The trap is sprung.
Okay, so what does Taz do here? He like
He just does what
He just
Taz
go-
does and just starts yelling.
He, like, yells,
Gets
he
his
jumps-
spoon. Doesn't he get to take his spoon out?
Well,
at
he
this point?
doesn't he say something about because he's still playing the part of that. He's like, I'll show you how dark I am. I'll show you how bad I'm gonna be. And he like does this like jump around, grabs a dagger, but instead of stabbing Palin, because he's gonna say I'm gonna stab Palin to show like how loyal I am, but he like frees Palin with the stab instead.
he like cuts the ropes or something like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Taz. It was muddled, but I enjoyed it.
Usha takes a freeze bomb out of her bag.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Do you have that in D&D?
Yes.
Nope. Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
You can
Yes.
freeze people.
Write that down. Klab has freeze bomb.
Freeze bomb.
Either that, or I kind of felt that this was a Professor X Jean Grey moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like that better.
But in this moment, when all hope is lost,
Sorry, dude.
What did I miss?
and in this moment,
This magic moment.
the tower is attacked by chaos.
Say it again.
What?
I said ejaculated under you.
So in this moment, the tower is attacked by chaos. Otherwise, they'd have all been dead. But the tower is attacked by chaos. The portcullis drops and impales Lilith. I love
Dives.
Am I?
She's got her little legs sticking out. They slowly curl
This is brutal.
up.
I mean, it just destroys her.
So up until this moment, like I know what a portcullis is.
Yeah?
How does it stab somebody?
Because there's actual holes in the floor.
That they go into. So it's like
That
a
goes
spike that goes down into the hole. Because then that supports it. You know when you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, it's like an opening. Like, how do you?
Yeah, no, the whole cage drops.
Okay.
Now we have.
I used to build them with the Legos all the time.
At which point we have the Benny Hill.
You torture little Legos
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, because you can pull their bodies and their little legs apart, and you can put it right between them, and it looks like they're stabbed.
Your parents put you in counseling, didn't they?
No, they never came up to my room.
Yikes! Did you work at a school?
Well, so Lilith gets impaled. The place is chaos, and everybody's kind of standing there looking at each other, and then all of a sudden.
This is the soundtrack of the apocalypse, right here. This
But
what feels like.
it is because everything they're trying to flee and everybody's running around the dragon traps and they're trying to get away from the different people and like bopping people on the head with things as they
Right.
run by. And
If you think about like where society is right now and like when the world does end, I think it's just because like a bunch of idiots screwed something up. So
Yeah.
cue Benny Hill.
That's actually. I feel like
true.
that'd be a good thing to just put over the.
Cut to the Oval Office. Somebody signing something stupid.
But can we talk?
Anyway, not
I
to make this.
have to ask you here, Luke. Do you know anything about Benny Hill other than Yakety Sax?
I know what the song is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to watch some Benny Hill. Because you will just sit there and get. I actually think some of the millennials would love the stupidity of Benny Hill.
I probably would. Yeah, if they can just like do cookie crumble for hours.
Yeah, and if you can watch if you can watch somebody get hit in the nuts with a wiffle ball bat for 7 days.
Yeah.
It's Candy Crush, Grandpa.
No, what's the one where you hit the cookie and all it does is like,
Cookie Clicker. That's for Gen Z. That's not.
Yeah.
mine.
Get it right, Boomer.
oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta do this on Bubble Witch Saga.
We are Generation X. We are not boomers.
Boomer? You call us boomers?
It's a meme right
It's
now.
an internet meme right now.
Oh, jeez.
See, Bob.
Internet meme.
You're welcome.
What's a meme?
Okay, Boomer.
Yes.
What are all
Anyway.
these things these kids are looking at? These memes? What are memes?
Meme.
Mimi?
We flee the dragon traps. Steel is just kind of brought along with them, and he still doesn't know what's going on.
No,
He
not
still
really. But
hasn't made his
this
choice.
entire Chaos Army is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if you touch them, it just basically you cease to exist.
Like some sort of antimatter type of.
It is like impossible to stop these
It's the
things.
creature from Doctor Who that I think they could like wipe your memories if you saw it, or if you saw them.
The gray aliens in the suit.
The silence.
Yeah,
The
they
silence.
Could, they could just take you away, and then everybody would forget about you.
Yeah. Yeah, and this whole idea and so creepy
I love that.
about this aspect too of of these demons and of these chaos demons is not only do you cease to exist, but you like really cease to exist. Like you never existed.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You're removed.
We move into chapter 18 here.
All must join as one.
We get these flashes of all these places, the entire continent engaged in fighting chaos as chaos is rolling onto the sea.
Right, and out in the sea, this rift has appeared. The ocean water is pouring in, but it's steaming. Like as fast as it's running in, it's like being boiled out. And all of these dragons, everything, these demon things are coming out. It is the apocalypse that's seething out of the ocean. It's very cool.
It will destroy everything. Nothing in its path.
Right. So here's the plan. Palin, Usha, Taz are going to go retrieve the shattered gem. Rayson's going to work through Palin in a fisty sort of way, right? Because he needs to kind of guide him. Palin is too new. So Rayson has no magic. They're going to join as one to kind of make...
But less invasive way.
He's not... It's
fisty light.
This is more...
It's a free version.
This is more Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke than it is Vader than it is the Emperor
all
to
the way,
Vader.
and he went partially the way. He went partially.
Use the Force.
Yeah. This is much.
Don't move it around.
Shut up.
Palin, cast the spell.
Yeah, this is much
Don't
more.
worry, you'll have too much control.
Good God.
But with my white hood down, how am I supposed to fight? Sorry.
This is much more, like I said, this is much more Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke than it is the Emperor to
I
Vader.
agree. Yeah. I agree. No, it is much more so, yeah.
Chapter 19, Rumors, Thunder and Flame.
Setting sail.
I love Thunder and Flame's first album.
Dude, no. The second album was way.
I thought Thunder and Flame was an album by Yngwie Malmsteen. Go look him up.
Were those even words?
Yeah. Go look up Yngwie Malmsteen, and you need to look up Leviathan. Do it now on YouTube. That's what should be playing right now while you're listening to this.
See, I always wondered if I always wondered with the title of this chat, Rumors, Thunder and Flame, Setting Sail. I'm like, I've never heard of a Fleetwood Mac album called Thunder and Flame.
And if one of you neckbeards tells me how to say Yngwie, I don't know what the hell his first name is. Something Malmsteen, and I don't care.
So, hey, how are we going to get back to the Urda Island? Let's send the three people here that have the two people that have the least amount of experience doing anything with the frickin' old Kender.
Yeah.
And let's get in our power boat. Let's get our speedboat and go back to the Urda Island.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I missed it. What is everybody else doing? Because you literally have armies of red, black, and white mages. Like, there's got to be somebody qualified to go on this mission.
No, because a lot of them are dead.
That's
the
true.
issue,
Because they're all touching the non-existent creatures.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to go fight them. That's the issue, is that a lot of them were sent off to fight, and they've gotten their ass kicked.
All right. This is when you're going to want to pull out the 8-track, get a little Kenny Loggins Danger Zone rolling.
And you know what I see this battle is looking like? That where's
no. It's the Miami View. It's the Miami Vice.
I thought about
theme.
that, but it's more. I feel like it's more dangerous.
I see this fight is looking exactly like the Where's Waldo book, the fight between the fire mages and the water mages. Have you ever tried to find Waldo in that one?
No. No, you're the only one.
No, he's not.
No, you guys were all of age when Waldo was out. You weren't that. Oh, come on.
You're right, but
He went to the rich school. They didn't need
didn't
Waldo.
have Waldo.
They had all these computers and all these.
Hey, I still remember we all fought over the first computer that was not just green and black.
You can't have that story. You are way younger than me. That is my story. That's Klab and I's story. You can't have the story about going from a green screen to a color screen.
No, that's what we had. We had like 3 in our classroom.
So Usha's home.
But see, that's the thing. That's where he kicks it right there. You just screwed up your story because you went in the classroom. We had one in the entire freaking school.
So we had a computer lab that had 5 computers in it.
So Usha's home is burned to cinder.
All right, so as they're leaving, little parallelism here. As Usha was leaving the Urda Island to begin with.
Parallelism.
So Usha's home is burned.
No, we're not there yet. Parallelism. As she's leaving at the beginning of the book, when she's leaving the Irda home, the Irda Island,
Yes.
we have the fire and the mushroom cloud behind her. Now, as she's leaving Palanthos, as she's leaving Palanthos here, we have the forest fires raging behind her.
Oh yeah, everything is burning.
Everything is burning. It's summer flame.
Chapter 20.
Boo.
Cinder and Ash. Cinder and Ash. Cinder and Ash.
Everyone wishes for cinder and ash. How do you measure its worth? Not by girth.
What the?
I don't know. Well, that needs to be edited.
Have fun with that.
Well,
It'll just be a big long foghorn
They sail the ocean that's not in the book.
with girth at the end of it.
there's
I know.
like laughter coming into it.
Okay, yeah.
So we set sail in an ocean that's not actually on the map in the book.
Okay, yeah, I was going to bring this up. I'm sitting here, I'm like, where the hell is this ocean? I'm looking at the map.
Turbidius.
I mean, I know where it is. It's to the north. I mean, they're all coming out of the north. Doom is from the north.
You know what? It's not on the map.
It's just not on the map. It doesn't matter. And I'm sure somebody played it in a module
Nobody knows
somewhere.
where the Irda live.
Well, yeah.
But if you put a map in the front of your book and apocalypse is coming from an ocean, can you
probably
label the ocean
I'd
on the
say
map?
you should probably have.
Well, and so as we're getting here, and as we're getting to the island of the Irda, it is, they get there, they step off the boat, and they see that the stormtroopers have drugged Aunt Beru and Uncle.
It's true, because she talks about it. It's like this body there, and Aunt Peru,
Uncle Owen.
There's nothing here
Uncle
for me
Crotch.
now. I will come with you to the abyss. I will destroy chaos. So,
Chapter 21, Dugan Redhammer.
the Grey Gem.
Minions of Chaos.
So Taz runs off to find the gem and comes to that circle of trees that got burnt out at the beginning of this whole book, right? And it's being watched over by, the whole Reorx Dugan. Is he Reorx? Is he Dugan? However he appears to you, right? Red Hammer. Dugan says that the gem is being guarded by Shadow Whites.
It's like the next. Is the dress white and gold or is it blue and black? Is he Reorx? Is he Dugan?
I see Dugan. I see Reorx.
Anyway.
In the morning it's Reorx, in the afternoon it's Dugan.
Now this is where things get dangerous.
No, you want to Dugan in the streets and a Reorx in the sheets.
It's
That
Yanny.
is true. That is true.
It's Yanny.
But this is where things get dangerous because Taz now is like, hey, don't worry, I can take care of these whites. I can use my spoon of turning.
Tass has zero fear.
But he's
No, that's a Kender trait.
I know.
yeah, it's true.
Tass
But-
actually has Tass has actually felt almost fear,
Yeah.
which is the only thing, and he's the only Kender that has ever felt almost fear.
But I really like this because for us, the reader, we can maybe fear for Taz because we know that he's going to go up against them and he has no power. This spoon is nothing. This is nothing. It's not going to work. So
But
we're worried.
It's not going to work. But on the other hand, it's Dragonlance, so I know some weird coincidence is going to come up and make him think
I
that it's
wasn't
going to
really
work.
worried. I agree. Chapter 22. Is Tasselhoff in trouble?
Dugan's plan, the thief.
Palin and Tass face off against these whites as Usha goes running in for the gem. A lot of action here. I liked all this stuff.
Usha is finally showing us her skills that she's learned a little bit.
Right.
She was with the Thieves Guild for so long, and
I got some sleight of hand. Look at me go.
Yeah, all we really know is that she knows the path in the sewers.
Well, she's got her like Aladdin costume on, so she can run really fast, and she's
true.
like
That's
jumping
true.
and throwing apples. And
She knows the way.
I do not
Do you know
the
debate?
way. Chapter 23.
And what?
I am not nothing.
So whiny.
Usha runs around with the two halves of the coconut crystal, banging them together.
Okay, can I just tell you how stupid?
So she uses Filcher's friend here in order to grab the gray gem.
Okay, I was having trouble picturing this, and it was all stupid in my head. Like she grabs the gem, right, and she's running around, and the whites are on, and she's just like capturing them, like clapping like two coconut halves together, capturing this.
Normally, I am the person that says, "Oh, I can do this." This one, I thought of Gilligan's Island. I'm sorry, they were on an island. It was sandy, and
I pictured it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Marianne, capture the whites.
because it's such an ancient, magical, powerful artifact, I just kind of like pictured it like a Pokeball where she just kind of like cracked it and then just like sucked it.
See, you have a much better reference for it than that. I could only see Marianne running around on a beach catching stuff in coconuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
This was probably one of the things I'm like, that's all it takes to destroy the creatures that...
I think the whites don't have as much power as maybe they should have.
They should have been more terrifying.
Because you're going, oh crap, here he goes up against him with a spoon, what's going to happen?
But see, they
just got clapped by
But the only thing that can take
She put the clap trap on him and that was...
She clapped.
What?
You don't like clapping cheeks?
Clapping cheeks.
No.
Clapping cheeks.
Did you? I'm more disturbed by the fact that you just said that Usha takes down the whites with the clap.
Yeah, that was what I was going to go with next. You stole that one.
There's kind of a whole Columbian exchange metaphor going on here.
Yikes.
And you know all this stuff's going on, and we're killing these guys. So why not have a history lesson right now?
Yeah.
Wrong place.
Okay, they've done really well with the lesson, with like the data dumps, things like that lately. Like in this book,
I liked what he was saying, but it didn't belong here.
I agree. I said this is one. This chapter in general.
I liked the adolescent gods. The Saved by the Bell version of the gods.
Yeah.
Audiobook 2 times speed. This works.
So somebody tell me, because I don't know why I was thinking about this. Maybe it was because of the absurdity of the coconut halves clapping whites. But then they start talking about Gillian, and they're like, even from like the beginning of the gods, Gillian was always into writing. He was just consumed by books. And I'm just like, what fucking books? What is he reading?
He's not reading anything. He's writing.
I took it that he was reading books.
No, he's writing.
He's the one that was writing everything.
He's always been he has been documenting since the beginning of existence.
Okay.
I could see how that would confuse you though.
Because they said his nose was always buried in a book or something like that. Oh, again, Justin will just straighten me out and be like, they never said that. But
you imagined it.
That is why we have.
I think we can get to, and then we get to the end of this chapter, and Dugan lays out his plan about how he thinks he might be able to maybe kind of sort of trap chaos in the gym.
Like all we need is a drop of his blood. We get that blood in the gym, and then we'll suck him in.
He talks it through though. It's what happened before. Let's just try it again. I guess
it's like the Ghostbusters trap. You just throw it out underneath him, and
he can't.
Well, no. It doesn't suck him into the gem. It makes him weak enough to be hurt, so he'll run away.
Oh yeah, right.
He talks about how chaos is all about chaos, and there's too much order right now, so chaos is definitely getting bored, and he probably wants to go away.
Yes.
Even though he's like, he started it, so he's got his poker face on right now. He's just like punching through existence. Yeah, I'm doing it. But given like the outlet, he'd be like, peace out. You know?
Chapter 24, The Dark Warrior, plotting the nature of the enemy.
I hope we get some plotting.
I don't want plot.
I like the battle at High Claris Tower where the nothingness sweeps over everything up the walls. I mean, it's just like destroys everything.
Yeah, but it leaves like the armor and like the weapons and like the one dude was eating a sandwich and the half sandwich is eating there, but nobody remembers who the hell these people are.
Yeah, right. Which to a lot of the
whose armor is all this?
That is the biggest worry. Is a lot of what they do is for honor and to be remembered, and to not be remembered, that's the biggest insult ever.
And I think that's a soldier's thing too.
Yeah.
And this is super cool. Way too late. I mean, these gods should have gotten their acts together. But Takesis shows up, and that's pretty cool. And she starts, like, Takesis is just walking along the soldiers that are left, just putting her hand on all of their swords. It's just because if these knights get their swords grabbed by Takesis.
She's blessing their swords, you pervert.
You disturbed motherfucker. I thought I was the weird one at the table.
Nope.
I thought I was the one who always was going to make the sexually enforced metaphors.
But
leave it to the married guy to see sex everywhere.
But this all makes sense. Only a weapon blessed by the gods can hurt the Nothingness
Yes,
army.
no, it's great. Well, it at least gives them something to fight back with, because at this point, this army's so powerful, nothing can stand against it.
Oh yeah, it's a massacre if they really want it.
Tikisis brings up part of this other side of a plan too, which is she tells Ariaken, you need to hold back some of the army because we need somebody in reserve right
Of
now.
course she says this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I heard that part. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, that's she's a jerk. Yeah. Chapter 25.
Orders hidden away. Do you know a way? I know the way.
Make it so.
Oh man, this is gonna timestamp this episode. Trevelyan and Steele, along with the men, are hidden in the dragon traps for 3 hours, and when they show up, right, they don't hear anything. This is cool. Like, they start hearing blood just dripping down from above.
Well, yeah, they're in the basement.
They're in the basement.
No, they're in the basement, and it's like coming through the cracks in the stone.
Everybody's been liquidated, and like I thought they start hearing it dripping, right?
Like,
and then they find who it is.
If you hear it dripping, it's like, what's that?
Because then he's like,
wait, hold on, shh. That's blood.
No,
no.
I'm
just saying, like, if you hear dripping, why do you?
Because essentially, you have a rock floor that they're under because they're in the basement, and there's a swimming pool of blood upstairs that's leaking through all the cracks.
It's
in the
super
stone.
cool, and they're like, I think it's time to break orders and go see what happened. Yeah. Well, everybody's been destroyed.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
Well, are they
they
dead or just forgotten?
Yeah.
I forget.
There's nobody there.
Trevelyan goes out and comes back, and he's like mortally wounded because some sort of creature, some of these.
That's right. Not all of them are taking away the people.
And this is the whole scene too, where he comes back and he's like standing in the doorway, and he's like, "Everybody's dead. Everybody's gone." And they're like, "What are you talking about? There's nobody up there." And then he like face plants because he's got a hole in the back of his head.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's awful. And so we find that, Steele is alone. He is now the commander of the tower.
I'm in charge now.
Small force, chapter 26.
I was supposed to be dead like a month ago.
Yeah. The vision.
Mom and Dad both come to talk to him again. This whole struggle between Mom and Dad, and who is he going to be? Who will Steele be?
Boy, his parents are powerful.
Yeah.
Just pop in and out of existence at will.
It when convenient.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the
Only
story.
when story important.
Yeah. I mean, like, old Sturm couldn't have just been at his kid's side the whole time.
The question then, is this actually happening, or is it just in his mind?
Stop forgiving this book. Listen here, I have this teleporter, but it's a plot teleporter. It doesn't work all the time.
Well, it is, it is the... Steele is our like almost Archangel Michael character here.
Oh, good.
We have the succubus demon of Kitiara.
Right.
Kitiara is Takisis's like right hand. Still Takisis's like right hand lady, and Sturm is Sturm at this point to me. He's like he's the warrior angel.
Right.
Yeah.
So he could he might be Paladin's boy. As what Huma is one of Paladins, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
But he might be, he might be in that aspect like she is. And again, evil always turns on itself.
Oh yeah.
Kitiara,
good callback.
Kitiara shows up here and goes, "Hey, let's get the f*** out of here."
Yeah. And Sturm then appears and says, "Hey, by the way, son, there's dragon
Open
lances.
that door over there.
There's dragon lances.
Hey, Bob, there's dragon lances.
There's been dragons in this book, and now there's going to be the lances.
It's
Finally.
time.
Listen.
It is time.
Listen here, son. I love you. And you know what? If you open up that door, with dragon lances and baseball bats and a couple of gloves and some balls, we can go play catch. He's there when Steele needs them.
So I like this whole thing about the dragon lances here that we get into chapter 27.
Yeah.
Preparations. This whole thing about the Knights of Takisis can't touch the dragon lances.
Right. Yeah.
So
they've been blessed.
So they also find a bunch of bootleg dragon lances.
They're using the crappy ones.
Yeah. It is. It's all right, guys. You guys grab the lightsabers. I'm gonna be over here with my laser sword.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. But all this is really good, and so the whole idea is they're going to mount their dragons, and they are last-ditch effort. They are going to fly into the opening in the ocean and go down and try to...
Yeah. And Takesis is back. Takesis is gone. She gone.
They're all gone.
Takesis has fled. She's running. She's got all her armies running. There are others still fighting. Gillian's still writing in his book.
Takesis put her contingency plan in place. Now she's going to go make her other plans.
And
Exactly.
Steel
Leave everybody out
has
to dry.
gotten both
And they keep
the
making-
Knights of Takesis and the Knights of Huma back, and are both on the same side at this point. It's
Knights of Salamnia.
Sorry,
So we're on to
never mind.
chapter
They keep
28.
making reference here too, and they drop this throughout the rest of the book, and I'm like, no, it's not. Gillian's writing in his book, it's the last one. I'm like, no, it's not. I know it's not the last.
Yeah, no, there's no weight to any of this.
We're not going to get to the end.
Well,
We're not going to get to the end of this, and it would have actually been kind of interesting.
I mean,
and probably would have really been pissed off if they go into the abyss and fight, and we get to that final fight scene, and then Palin's the only one left, and Palin tries to stop chaos, and ... You flip over the page, and there's nothing on the page.
That'd actually be really cool. That'd be cool.
It is Asmus's last book, though.
It is.
Yeah, because he
history
will be leaving.
Yes, history continues, but he's done.
He's not recording it anymore.
Chapter 28, The Gift and Instructions.
The Gift was kind of quite the movie. I've never watched it. I have no idea. Flash over to Palin and crew. Rayson appears and says Steel has entered the abyss. It's time to go. And so he gives Palin the spell book of mages. So this is who the magician who fought with Huma, who's been suppressed all these years. He's got his magic book, and he's going to meet him at the door to the orifice, right, to the underworld, right?
The portal.
The portal, right? So
we are not flying into the asshole of the abyss.
I've got something coming. Don't worry. So Usha, Taz, and Dugan prepare as well. I like this. This is getting me excited because we're kind of preparing, right? This is this is the foreplay coming up here. We got Usha, Taz, Dugan. Usha must catch Chaos's blood in the gem, and so we got everybody kind of starting to work together. And they say something Dalamar and his crew did to force Chaos to materialize in this plane. I'm not really getting what happens here because they're talking about getting him to materialize in this plane, but then they go to the abyss to fight him. So where is Chaos?
I think that's the whole thing about.
That's keeping him distracted. He's fighting materially in one place, and he's in the abyss somewhere else.
Once they get the blood, then he is material.
Okay.
And so if he's material, he can be killed. So therefore, he's going to run away after they get the blood.
Nice. Okay, so chapter 29, we're all going to get to this fight.
Into the abyss. The book, the staff, the sword.
This was our
wardrobe.
And this is our intro. This was our intro for the entire thing. But I love this because, Steel's on his dragons.
I love the way you pitched it to me.
Steel and his crew enter the hot, steamy gash, but before they cross the porthole cervix, they have to stop and pick up the white mage, the one sperm that can make it the entire way.
Said he has his leg out and he's hitchhiking.
Oh, is that what it said? Oh,
and all of that.
Like, all I can see in my mind is them flying into this big open pit in the ocean, and like there's this big swirling portal, and literally Palin's just standing outside of it, like just, hey, give a guy a lift.
Hey, you guys going my way?
He's got a book in one hand, staff in the other.
They go through the portal.
The portal, yes.
Into the abyss.
Yes. And
there's nothing dirty about it.
Okay, chapter 30.
Chaos, the father. All and nothing.
This fight's awesome.
Yeah,
I
enjoy this.
Yeah, things are flying around, things are happening.
The
It's
fire
epic.
dragons,
There's
all this stuff is getting together.
We have the massive orchestra going on behind you with the
Yep.
things that are going on. People are dying. People are getting bamfed out of existence.
I really love this. You have like these demons that are coming up and fighting, and there's these lava dragons and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I have written in my notes like the cover of this book has that fire lava dragon on it. This final fight looks nothing like what's on the cover of this book.
No.
Nothing.
No.
I mean, that's...
Undersells it.
We are going to be reviewing Jedi Search next in Star Wars, and Luke Skywalker goes to get this guy named Gantoris, and he fights this little lava dragon on a planet. It looks like that.
It's a lava serpent.
Okay.
More of a worm.
But that's more like it. This is epic.
Yeah.
This is epic.
It's huge. Honestly, in that cover, the dragon looks like it's the size of...
But this fight, that never even happens.
No,
I know it looks good. Can we face the microphone?
Oh yeah, sorry. Don't worry, we're picking it up.
It's all in the air. Almost everything is aerial combat.
Well, and Chaos is there, and he's huge.
Yeah.
Like flying around the Statue of Liberty. Stay Puft he's standing there like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
He's bigger than the Stay Puft.
Holding the effing sun in his hands.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yes. Chapter 31. The Light, the Thorn, a knife called Rabbit Slayer.
Okay, so
Tass is going to get into the action.
I misread this. I read a knight called Rabbit Slayer. I'm like, what the hell happened to this chapter?
Hey, that's a quick turn.
Yeah.
So Palin gives of himself to cast the spell that blinds Chaos.
Yep, we go into this whole idea of Raceland in his head, and you must sacrifice for the magic.
What have you? I sacrificed my whole life for the magic. What have you done? You haven't sacrificed anything.
I just see him like panicking, like I have nothing. I literally have nothing. Myself?
I give all of me to this.
And that is the idea. What do you sacrifice? What do you sacrifice? Everything.
Yeah. Yep. And this is awesome. So it blinds Chaos, allowing Steel to fly in
and charred.
Yeah. Oh, just
I love the old Shirak becomes like the deity-ending weapon. No, I'm not joking. I really do like that.
The thing joking
big
about
deal.
For how long?
Big deal. This thing glows. No, this thing glows real good.
It's just a Q-beam firelight.
Freaking hyper beam from Pokemon. Like, let's go.
No, it's that tack light that guy drives over in that Jeep. What is that?
The Q-beam.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway.
But Steel flies in. He and Flair get charged. He stabs him in the shoulder.
Oh yeah, I love all this. It says Chaos wears adamant armor. Oh, have we ever heard of
Adamantine?
I thought it was just adamant.
Well, I guess indeed.
It's really passionate. It's adamant armor.
Maybe,
it's very defining.
But I'm like, is this where we got adamantium from? Like, who came first, adamantium or D&D?
It's adamantine.
Adamantine.
So did D&D come up with adamantine first, or was adamantium from Marvel first?
Adamantium from Marvel was first.
Okay, all right. Just yeah, because X-Men back
adamantium and X-Men would have been 60. What was the Deadpool reference? Oh, you're just a thinly veiled metaphor for racism.
Oh man,
Gary Gygax would not stand for this.
But yes, comes in Steel. We get the blood. The blood finally drips off the shoulder, and Usha doesn't catch it.
Yeah, it's all over with. And I mean, we've got Steel is charred. He can't do anything else. Palin's given of himself. He's completely expenditured, like he has shot his entire load at Chaos. And nothing.
The dude's on fire.
Oh, sorry.
This night is on fire.
And then in comes Taz. Stabs the toe.
Yeah. I feel like this truly is a Dragonlance book when Tass is the guy that like finishes everything.
Well, yeah, but he gets squashed.
Oh yeah, he absolutely does.
But you know what? Okay, I'm gonna bring.
But who cares?
The theme of my review of this part of the book.
Who cares?
It's Dragonlance. None of these guys are dead. Like I want to give a crap.
Yeah.
About all of this, but I just can't because the last 6 books we read have burned me so bad.
Well, but there's
I don't feel as bad. I know he's gonna die.
When the Chaos Beast stomps on you in the abyss, because it's not like he's gonna roll into a hole.
It's Task.
No.
You're just be like, oh, I had this like portable hole in my pocket I jumped into.
Well,
like, there'll be something. There will be something stupid. And you know what? There is something stupid at the end.
It's gonna come here.
We'll get that.
But you know what, Luke? I'm going to say the same thing from a different angle, is not that I think something else is going to come back. I don't care that characters die anymore. Because we've killed Sturm, we've killed Tanis, we've killed Flint.
Sturm?
They're all still around. Raceland, they're all still in this book. They're all still there.
Exactly.
They're just living in the abyss. So what do I care? It's not a death. It's just a change of
Death means
of place.
nothing in this universe.
So it doesn't matter.
No.
So I know Taz is dead. I don't get a tear. I think all this is cool.
So like worst case scenario, you go to the abyss and you're just you're a character
Exactly.
that can only exist in one plane now.
Yeah.
Well,
or if you Dragonlance scenario, you just magically come back to life because who cares?
if you really look at it, we're all actually just energy, and energy never really disappears. It just changes form.
Well, actually, you know what?
is dust in
The chaos theory is about everything just, burning away into gas. Chaos being made of fire really makes sense.
I had some chaos after the bean burrito the other day.
Yikes.
Chapter 31.
That's what.
Oh wait, no, we already did that.
We're in 31.
That's why I had to get that rant in before 32.
They catch the blood, so they actually have it done.
Yeah.
Tass has been squashed. Usha goes to lay and die on Palin's chest.
But then this gem, once they got it, everything disappears, it glows, it bursts into a bunch of new stars and a new moon.
Yeah, because Chaos had ripped down all the stars in the
Right.
moon.
He had ripped the sun from the sky and squashed it.
Crazy. Usha then lays on the broken
All
chest
Tass's
of
stuff is
Palin.
there in a pile of chicken feathers because you know what? He's probably not
What
dead.
does that mean? Because we know that he then got taken by Paladin, right?
Paladin,
that's the symbol that it's him that has done this.
Well, it was just that thing from
so he's
before.
now resting in the arms of Paladin.
I don't know.
Well, he's resting in the arms of
Or
Flint.
Shut up! I don't like that.
Or because before last time there were a bunch of chicken feathers, Paladin saved somebody, and that's why I went chicken feathers. I'm like, you sons of.
See, and I'm right with you because that's what I thought too. I thought feather fall. They got him.
I should be emotional right now, and I'm not.
I just took it as Paladin took him away from the abyss and put him wherever Paladin.
I went with
Because
Luke, and I thought, oh no, Paladin. He's not dead.
What happens if you're not from the abyss and you die in the abyss?
You're stuck.
Whatever happened to Steel, I guess.
No, you're stuck.
No, Steel wasn't in the abyss.
You get stuck there.
Or Steel. Sorry.
They don't want you to die in the. You
but he
die
does
in
it
the abyss.
because he gets this weird. We'll get to it.
Okay, chapter 32, Rain, Autumn, Farewell.
Oh man, I think that's a Simon
Yeah,
and Garfunkel song.
That's the whole album.
Rain, autumn.
Rain, autumn, farewell. Or is that Bob Dylan? What am I doing?
That was your Bob
that was
Dylan.
more Bob Dylan.
Rain, Autumn, Farewell actually sounds like one of my last relationships.
My old friend,
Oh no, that
I've come to talk to you again.
because of visions of the cream. Oh, sorry.
Squash your face. Okay, they awaken in a sunny field next to the. So all of this magically bamfs.
Yeah.
Like they capture them, and all of a sudden, boom! They're out of Wonderland, and they're just back on this, laying out in the fields. The sun is shining. All their stuff laying around.
He's still got Fisty's book,
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
but he opens it and there's no pages.
Okay, so this part is super cool. I really like the pages are blank.
They're
Who takes the staff of Magus and they try to
but there's nothing.
Shirac it, but no, it kind of it lights
Fizzles.
up very dimly, goes out.
The age of mortals has begun.
Yeah,
Yes.
magic is gone.
The gods are gone. The magic is gone, but they leave themselves a caveat, right? Because this is Dungeons and Dragons. You cannot continue a world where no magic exists. They do say this whole thing that it can be found, but there's just other places you have to look.
Magic from the gods is gone.
Yeah.
There's
There's
magic in your heart.
All right, PBS.
What is this? This turned into a light
I
bright
got some
cartoon.
I got some magic in another organ for you.
Oh, why do you have to be so disgusting and bring it back?
Because I've been sitting next to you for too long right now. Fizzbon shows up to have a beer.
Dad are fighting,
Yeah.
Luke. I don't
Rayson
like
does
this.
too.
We go back to the end of the last home and have one more beer.
Yeah.
You gotta have one more.
We talk about this idea of the age of the mortals. Chaos is gone, but the gods have to go too.
Right. They build
So-
this weird big shrine in Solace, and
will
I don't
say-
I don't like having a big shrine in Solace for everybody to lay dead in. Steel's dead. and
I
everybody-
did like-
it's the It's the shrine of Sir Thomas Becket at Canterbury. It is any of that old like European medieval stuff where they build the shrine or they stick you in the church and then put like the name plate over you.
I do have to say I like Steele's like last moments of him just kind of doing what he has always done and giving honor to everybody.
And it shows it's this idea too of the unities of the circles.
Yeah.
We have the rose and the orchid that are now we have the rose and the orchid that are together.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is all very, actually, if there's one death that I do lament in this entire series, it's this one. Because I actually really like the Palin Steele thing, where they're going, and I'm like, I didn't think they were going to kill, of everybody, I didn't think they were going to kill Steele. I thought he was what was going to happen. I want to keep following Steele.
I wanted one, you'll kill both.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the continuation.
Yes.
I wanted the buddy cop movie with Steele and Palin.
I did too. Yep. I actually want to see them continue.
The odd couple. The odd couple with Steele and Palin.
We would
flying
be
a
brothers,
dragon over a hill and just kind of every hill you just see him flying over, following another dragon or somebody going over.
Yeah.
It's over Steele.
So that's
It's always Steele going after something with Palin on the back of the dragon going, slow down!
Yeah.
And now we come to our epilogue.
Oh, I love this.
Oh. Taz and Flint under a tree.
We gotta... So the gods, Raceland, they all walk away.
Everybody's, walk
Where the hell is Caramon?
If you want to.
Is he?
No,
he's not even
him and
mentioned.
Tika are just back in the end of the last home. I guess
his brother he missed so much is leaving.
Yeah, because Raceland, like his hat, said, I don't regret anything. And he even gets a little snippy with his brother earlier on.
But he's Caramon. Caramon always cares.
It doesn't matter. We know Raceland's in his hat. This is what he does.
But Caramon also knows that Raceland doesn't belong here.
Now you're giving it to this.
Yeah. No, he should have been there. He should have been saying
because Raceland and Caramon have been the heartbeat of all of these novels. If you're going to end all those heartbeats, we're all done. We're done with the old people, right? And we're on to the new. Well, this is a weird way.
I just assumed that Caramon was behind the bar.
I did too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where he is.
Hanging out there at the bar, they're talking. They had their goodbyes. Then
I would never assume.
But I agree. You should have a brother. Because you should have what you should have. Steele's dead. Raceland needs to leave, and there's Palin and Caramon. Caramon should be with Palin.
A great juxtaposition.
And guiding him like, okay, I had to lose my brother to the abyss. You have lost Palin. Right? Like, and this is how I've dealt with those, or Steele, this is how I've dealt with those things. Like a father-son moment, dealing with loss.
Or even just a shaking hands as they're standing on the balcony. Everybody shakes hands, gives a hug as everybody's walking away off into the abyss. They're off in the abyss. You get the shot of like Palin and Caramon standing on the deck of the end of the last home, and like Caramon like puts his armor on Palin or something.
Yeah. Yes, as the twin suns set.
But nope.
And John Williams' music swells.
but can we get to the epilogue, please?
Epilogue, please. So
Tass and Flint reignite their little romance.
But see, this is why there's no wait to death, is because they're still alive, and they're another realm.
I loved this. This was so touching to me because also you have the Kender, you have Tass, who always wants to be bouncing around, and again we get a little bit of Tass character arc here.
Yeah,
because the Kender, who always wants to be bouncing around, always really still has the wanderlust. Flint's the one going, well, we should probably go meet up with everybody else as we go, and Tass is the one going, let's just hang out here for a while.
Yeah. He finally is at rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and so he gets Flint to stoke. It's a little chilly though. You want to start the fire up there?
Wink, wink.
And so this is the quasi. Is it reality? Is it legend? Whatever. But supposedly, then this star that they can see is them. Right?
It is the fire.
It's the forge.
It is
it's
fire
the forge. The forge. Right.
They are.
Right. And I don't like to necessarily take that literally. I don't know. That's weird. That really the star is really Taz and Flint sitting by a forge. That's kind of dumb. But
we as the human race on Earth thought for a long time that there was a dude with a bow and a large crab that ran around.
It's very obviously a dude with a bow. It's very obvious that it's a dude.
Yeah, but it's not actually
the constellation of that lady.
And actually, he's got a club and he's gonna hit some sort of muskrat.
No, but like we had
Look
the thought
up
we had the
Orion.
thought process of the stars in the sky are telling stories. Maybe that's something on a different plane.
No, I agree.
That's
think,
all I
think there's a quasi non-reality to that. Like, I don't think that we're supposed to think like, oh, I'm seeing this through my telescope. If I zoom up to it, it's Flint and Taz sitting by a fire.
Yeah.
There's like a quasi reality to this.
Who's got that powerful? They don't have that. That's not.
The gnomes do.
The gnomes.
If anybody would, it'd be the gnome.
Gnimsh is gonna
They
do it.
do. They do.
All the gnome stuff is broken because they blew up their mountain.
They do have a high-powered Hubble telescope, but it's the fact that it's actually a microscope because it was built by the gnomes. That's true. It's supposed to be a telescope.
All it hears is a silence.
All right, so that brings us to the end. Let's go around. Do you recommend? What are your final thoughts? Anything you got to say about as we step away for some time from the world of Krynn? And if you're a fan of Dragonlance,
Grandpappy!
I will be posting very quickly our reading calendar so we don't lose you
And
people.
Professor Chaos.
But yeah, thoughts, Paul?
I liked it. I mean, you guys probably already knew that.
Yeah, we knew.
Right.
Dragonlance has always been kind of that thing that is just young, kiddish, and I enjoy it. It's
Right.
just kind of a fun read for me. Are there times where I just put it down and am done for a little while? Yes.
Yeah.
So Dragonlance, I mean, to all the Dragonlance fans, I mean, I'm joining you. It's a book I enjoy. Do I have to know every little thing about it? Not at all. But that's the joy of Dragonlance. Is
Right.
I can just go to it, pick up a story. I would not recommend picking one up in the middle of, a series, but just picking up a story of one of the tales and going from it. So I really enjoy it. Klab, what about you?
I'm kind of in the same boat you are, where is this great high class literature? No. Is this universe always a fun romp to go in? Yeah, it always is. We've gone through how many books now, and we care about these characters. We care about what's going on with them. We're looking at a lot of this, and yeah, we're picking some stuff apart, but that's what we do. That's just kind of the shtick of the podcast. I had a lot of fun with this book. I had a lot of fun with a lot of the details of this book. I would have liked to see more Caramon. I would have, because I really enjoy Old Man Caramon.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have liked to maybe have a different resolution, but I also kind of understand why they did what they did. The epilogue, or the idea of the army. First off, this dark army, this organized dark force that is rolling over the landscape. It was really well done. It really showed why you should be afraid of them.
Right.
Looking at that, we get through Palin and Steele. You could possibly argue that they tried to get a little too close too quick.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one book where they've
single
known
book.
each other.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of that emotion there. There was a little bit of that idea of honor. I really like the details of the knights. I really like the details of the battles. I think the whole Usha line could have been done better. I don't really the whole Usha arc lost a lot for me, especially toward the second half of the book. I was really wanting something to go on in the second half of the book that never quite got there for me. Mm-hmm. However, Dugan Redhammer, it's a blast. The epilogue was super touching for me. Mm-hmm. Especially most of us out there have lost that friend or lost that, whether you want to argue that they're more than friends or anything else, but that idea of these two great friends, these two that were so close, being able to see each other again, and the idea of seeing your friends again too, and like I had mentioned, that idea of what's beyond this plane,
Right.
and looking at that. So if you're in Dragonlance, of course you're going to read it. I don't even need to recommend it to you because you're going to read it.
Yeah, that's true. You're good.
Luke.
Hey, buddy.
Hey. How you doing?
Mr. Margoyle.
Show you a Margoyle.
Oh, buddy.
I want to get that checked out.
I'm gonna address, first of all, I held my action at the end of Second Generation. I don't know if I brought this up on part 1. I don't believe I did. My consensus there is read Steele's chapter, read the Megere Boys chapters, and you can stop after that. I don't know. As far as a Dragonlance book goes, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I had such a good time in the Twins trilogy last summer, and we read Soulforge earlier. I mean, I like Caramon and I like Raistlin. Mm-hmm. Palin and Steele, it's they're a good second act for those kinds of characters. But it's a Dragonlance book. Bring it back. There's a lot of fat that needs to be trimmed out of this book. I can see where when people say, "Oh, it should have been a trilogy," I see.
You could either go all out, or you pare this one down.
Yeah,
it can't be.
Yeah,
what it is isn't
not this tome.
Yeah,
Caramon, and not to interrupt you here, but I had to look this up. Palin, sorry, Palin and Steele are Vance and Coy to the Bo and Luke that were Caramon and Raistlin.
Oh wow, wow.
I wouldn't even call that a deep cut. I just call that a weird cut.
I gotta squeeze in my reference.
You are the bootleg version of this brand name.
Well, I guess we did the Megere Boys thing.
Yeah.
That's all. That might have to get made as well.
Anywho, it is a Dragonlance book. I mean, it is dealing with its its predecessors, where the deaths in the universe don't matter. No. I know that, and as much as like when I'm in a scene and I'm really enjoying it, those thoughts creep up the back of my head, like, oh man, they killed Steele and they killed Palin, and Usha's probably gonna die too. Wow, like there were stakes to this last battle. The heroes gave themselves this last battle, and I thought that for like half a second. I'm like, no. Yeah. None of these guys are dead. I was surprised they let Steele die. But it's, it was still, for a Dragonlance book, it was really good.
Right.
Even with all the fat. Mm-hmm. If you got audiobook, if you can turn it up, listen to it fast. Get through some of that junk.
Wow.
Soulforge, Soulforge is probably going to be my favorite with, the Twins trilogy after it, and then this book.
Wow, good.
And as far as the Dragonlance series goes.
Cool.
That's where I'm sitting. I feel really weird recommending or not recommending this 9 books into a series.
We hardly don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore.
But those are my thoughts.
Cool.
Robert?
My biggest thing is can we Margaret and Tracy, can they shepherd us into a transitional zone between the characters that we've loved and
they've cleared the board.
The new place they're going to. No, but so I think they did a pretty good job. I found myself in this book getting where I more wanted to hear what was going on with Palin and Steele, especially towards the end, than I actually cared what was going on with the older characters that I came to love. So I think they did a really great job of making me as a reader want to know what's coming next. When we came to this book, I'm like, if we end here, I don't care if I necessarily see what happens next, whether it be, the War of Souls stuff, whatever. And this wetted my whistle a little bit. I do wish they hadn't killed Steele. I liked him. I wish I knew that he was back. Who knows? He probably is. But that was my big thing, was wanting to know, would they want me to continue on in this series? And I think job accomplished on that. I really enjoyed the epic feel of this. I think as writers, the two of them are more mature, or have reached far more maturity in this, to the level of like what it was like in Soulforge. I thought Soulforge was a really tight book. This one still has some of the fat. I still never know who does what. I always just blame Tracy for everything. Whenever that guy, I just feel like he's the one that brings in the fat. But also has some great ideas. I'm not disparaging the guy either. I just think sometimes maybe he lets things run away from himself a little bit too much, it feels. But I think that this was a really epic storyline that made me want more. Usha maybe was a little bit just our inroad and a little bit throwaway and whatnot. But I would say pretty solid. I'm with you, Luke. That's probably one of my top Dragonlance books. I really enjoyed this one.
I say top, it's like 5th place.
I would go top 3 maybe. I don't know. Listeners at this point would probably find it shocking to say that probably Autumn Twilight would be probably at the top of my list.
Wow.
That's because you've forgotten a lot of the things you don't
No,
like.
I think because I'm a guy of nostalgia. That was the first Dragonlance book we ever read, the first one reviewed. We started the podcast with it.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the first one I drew blood on, the first one that people yelled at me about. I love Dragons of Autumn Twilight for as much as I hated on it in the podcast. Yeah, exactly. So there's always fondness. In fact, talking about being an apostle for the Lance, I just recommended it to a student today. Yeah. I said, I'm going to the library, I'm going to grab you that book off the shelf, and he just finished Lord of the Rings, and he's like, what should I read next? And I'm like, Autumn Twilight. I'll go get it for you. So,
and do I have a podcast for you to listen to next
when you're older. So yeah, if you're going to hate on us for disliking Dragonlance stuff, what are you doing to forward the Dragonlance cause?
One out of 4 of us is brainwashing children to read it.
Yeah! We're starting mini cults around this. So
on that note, by all means, please, folks, join the conversation. Talk to us on Facebook. Talk to us on Twitter. Go to our YouTube page and
subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button.
I hate you both so much.
You need to bring in a little bit more of your generation in this podcast.
But yeah, by all means, you agree with us, you disagree with us, you just want to chat, you want to look at the weird memes that we make, you want to look at Bob's weird Photoshop that he does, just come to us, talk to us, subscribe.
Hey, please go give us only 5-star reviews on iTunes, because we got to counteract some of the stuff we've gotten. So please, it's kind of like
it's been one. We got one negative review.
We've got to, but the one was heavy, man. Makes me feel bad. But like Thumper said, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. Oh wait, that's our entire podcast.
So yes, please, thank you guys. Thank you out there for listening. Also, when you're talking to us on Facebook, Twitter, let us know where you're from. It's always interesting for us to see who is actually listening out there. We can see from the apps and from the programs and stuff that we have a lot of people from around the country.
Now that Podbean fixed their app, we can see it.
Yes. Yeah. We got people from all over the world. So let's
all come together. All right, so I got another guy.
Oh wait, no, we got to talk. Well, let's stump what we're doing next. What's coming up next?
Oh yeah, what's coming up next?
Because hey, if
I want another drink.
Sorry, if you're a Dragonlance fan, be checking out our Facebook page. The new calendar for next year is coming out, so we might have some little things in there that you're gonna want to see.
And probably some more deeper delves in the Krynn universe.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're thinking Lance is over, it might not be.
No.
Lance, he pedaled with one nut. We can keep going.
What the hell? Yes. Yeah, we have. Okay. Yeah.
We will not, however, be taking roids.
No,
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. What we do on our personal time's up to us.
We are leaving the world of Krynn, but where are we going, Luke?
It doesn't have a name. We're going to Star Wars.
Just say Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
the
Star
universe
Wars.
doesn't have a name. I don't know.
We are going to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
So if you have nostalgia for Kevin J. Anderson's Legends trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy, you played the games that were not based on it at all, but carried the same name. You want to come in and listen to what we have to say about Jedi Search. Luke traveling the galaxy, paddling people, and touching their nubs. Be here.
Boy, I'm already not excited. Anyway, yeah, keep an eye on our social media. If you're not going to tune in for those, keep an eye on our social media. I'm cooking some stuff up.
And it's not like Breaking Bad.
No, it's legal.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's rock candy.
In most states.
All right, so guys, let's get out of here.
You're
it's
thirsty.
getting late. It's freezing outside.
My wife is sending me angry texts to come home.
Oh boy.
In celebration of defeating chaos.
Yeah?
I'm not going to tell you what this next shot is, but it'll warm your cockles.
It's going to be a semantic, sir.
All right, yes. Bring the special ones over here,
Straight
sweetheart.
fireball.
No, I got to
Straight fireball.
No, put it on my tab. Put it on my tab. We'll take care of it at the end of the month.
I can't digest dairy.
If you start throwing up blood, I'm going to catch a little bit in this gym.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Dungeons and Dweebs. There's even more adventuring to be had at our website, dungeonsanddweebs.com. We would love to hear from you. You can email us at dungeonsandDweebspodcast@gmail.com. You can also find Dungeons and Dweebs on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Find all those links at dungeonsanddweebs.com. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word by leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes. The music for Dungeons and Dweebs is Fatal Fight by Royalty Free Kings and can be found at their website, royaltyfreekings.com. Dungeons and Dweebs is a Tim Gilbert media production. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. And no part of the show can be reproduced, repurposed, or redistributed without the expressed written permission of Tim Gilbert Media.